School. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers are on a heater, but it's been paced by Garrett Mitchell.
As Mitchell sends one deep right center. Goodbye! The Brewers back in front with one swing of the bat. A frozen rope out of here. And it's 2-1 Milwaukee.
Brian Anderson on Brewers TV with the call. That's how it ended, 2-1. The Brewers beat the Guardians in game one of their three-game series. Mitchell now hitting .357 with a 1.053 OPS in the month of June. Cooper Pratt went 0 for 3 in his major league debut. Game two of the three-gamer is tonight. Brandon Sproat will pitch against Gavin Williams. Game time is set for 6:40. Today at the World Cup, Portugal takes on the Congo. England plays Croatia. Ghana takes on Panama. Uzbekistan will take on Colombia. Of course, we're your home for the World Cup. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit down now and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, 5 o'clock clubbers, welcome into the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on that iHeart app of yours. Streaming live for you insomniacs, early risers, sociopaths on Facebook, X, and YouTube. I'm Drew Olson. I am joined by my pals, Bill Schmid and Armen Sarian, and we are going to have some fun on a Hot Take Hump Day.
Glorious Hot Take Hump Day, a great time to reach halftime of the week, and you get a win under your belt and a little bit of wind in your sails, Drew. You don't know where it can take us. It's going to take us right to the lakefront this weekend because we're staring down the barrel. Summerfest getting closer, ever so closer, and the Brewers winning home games makes it that much sweeter.
Yes, indeed. If you're interested in, we're special 2-for-1 shots of Schadenfreude. The Cubs lose.
That makes it a good day to be a Brewers fan.
Always take that, yeah.
Cardinals won, Cubs lose, and Cubs have a pitcher walk off with another blister problem, looks like.
Yeah, my man Cabrera. I saw that in the small box of the MLB big inning yesterday. Just you chuckle, put your head down, and you hate it for the dude, right? I hate to watch guys get hurt, but man, when it rains, it pours, and it is a monsoon in that pitching room.
Blisters,
Vegas continue to stack up for those guys.
I feel like blisters the perfect type of thing when you want to cheer against the team. And like you said, Bill, you don't want to cheer for a guy get hurt, but he's not really hurt. It's painful enough to keep him out for the day and annoy and like bother their team. But I feel like I'm not cheering for the guy to be hurt because it's just a blister. So I feel good with that. I feel cool with that. I mean, I'm okay with it. I think it's like the perfect type of thing when I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that happened to them.
Okay.
And then you can't accuse me of cheering for
I thought
injury.
you were going on the bandwagon of a blister. It sounds like turf toe, not that bad.
No, it's bad. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's the thing.
Turf toe is a brutal injury.
Turf toe.
Yes.
Anything toe related sucks.
Turf toe is the one that we desperately need to find a grimacing name for.
Yeah,
like they
a tougher name.
That should be one that you use the full medical terminology for, because it will then impact and let you know, oh wow, that sounds really brutal. Turf toe, it's like, what? Crack a toenail in there on the turf? What
exactly.
do we do? Blister is exactly what it sounds like. You just got a big old pus pocket sitting right there, and once you pop that bad boy open, it starts bleeding over the baseball when you're rubbing on it. That's gonna hurt quite a bit.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt quite a bit. But well,
it's painful
depending
enough.
on how you rub it.
It's painful, yeah. But yeah, pause. It's painful enough to keep you out. Those things are painful. But like I think as humans, when we hear things like blister or like anything toe,
anything we can get on a normal day,
we're like, come on, like how much can that small appendage really be painful? But I mean, I remember like Devontae was out 2 months with it. Well, like turf toe is bad. And the blister thing, like, you know how it can be if one of those things develops and it's painful enough where you can't really do what you want to do, effectively, especially when you're a pitcher and things like that. I remember that was a Big Ben Sheets problem for a while. He started biting his nails, and then midway through his start, because he threw his curve so hard in the seam or something, he would get the blister, and I'm like, oh, man, we're going to lose him. It's only the fourth inning. So, yeah, those things. But then again, yeah, so I don't feel too bad because I know it's not like, oh, wow, what a jerk. Armen's cheering for an elbow injury. Armen's cheering for an eight. No, I'm not that guy. So, yeah.
I'm not that guy. You're not that guy.
This is the perfect level. Yeah, I'm not that guy. So this is the perfect level of
perfect injury for an opponent.
And,
I like that.
I'm starting to get, I'm being honest with you guys, I'm starting to get a little nervous about the Cardinals. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to get a little nervous. Maybe it's past trauma.
We're predisposed to be nervous.
It's past trauma, I think, but they're still winning. And as much as I kept saying, oh, they're paper tigers, all of a sudden their run differential's better, those type of things. So it's just something to watch in the Central.
They're fun to watch. Well, and then who had the White Sox deadlocked in first place with the Guardians, right?
Yeah, who've been the class of that division. I think it's still in that spot, Drew, where you mentioned it with the Pirates and Reds, and that's very much crashed down to earth. Watching both of those clubs over the last couple of weeks, but I think the Cardinals are still a little bit away. But it is a fascinating study in a case where, I mean, they traded away a couple of big players, and both of them have been really good. Like Wilson Contreras has been the only reason to really watch the Red Sox offensively. And Arenado's gone to Arizona and been the guy that kind of remembered after a tough few weeks. His numbers are phenomenal. They were kind of toiling away, wasting away there in St. Louis. They ate a bunch of the money for Arenado when they sent him to the Diamondbacks, and they got young players who are just stepping in, taking the mantle, and maybe a couple of lottery tickets that they didn't anticipate. But so you're thinking little objects closer than you appear. I still think they might be a year away.
That's my take too. I think they are, but
got to be more exciting for the folks at Busch Stadium.
Oh, no question. No question. You can reach us at 877-794-1973, 5 o'clock clubbers. Interesting story online today. We love our anniversaries in sports.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right?
Round numbers and anniversaries.
Round numbers, anniversaries. We love them. Well, we are now 1 year past the most contentious trade in Major League Baseball in 2025. Rafael Devers going from the Red Sox to the Giants. And there's a nice piece on Yahoo Sports. Never heard of this guy, Jack Bear.
Okay. What's up, Jack? Welcome to the program.
1 year later.
Got a big future.
The Rafael Devers trade is a win-win, just not for the Red Sox and the Giants.
That's so funny.
And the premise of his article is that the winners were indeed the Los Angeles Dodgers and your Milwaukee Brewers.
That's a great one for the Dodgers.
Forget the acrimony between Devers, and it was a blockbuster deal. The Giants get him, put him at first base, which he was trying to avoid playing in Boston.
And who did they have? The former Giant that was going on the radio shows? Like, I'm going to teach him how to play first base.
Yeah.
We'll get out there. We'll work
was that
together.
JT Snow?
That sounds
no,
right.
not Will Clark, right?
Was Will Clark.
It was Will Clark.
It was Will Clark. Yes.
He seems like the kind of guy.
Will Clark.
Wasn't Will Clark the kind of guy that would tell you how good he is?
Will Clark, the cackling jackass.
And he was telling you how good you were. He was telling you how good
Will
he was.
Clark is top 5 all time, jag-offs in the clubhouses.
In the minute 42 clip
you.
that I saw, he definitely sounded
Absolutely.
such. Yeah.
Well, because you're like the fourth veteran sports writer to say that, Drew. So
Yeah.
no, it's true.
There are a
I'm
couple
not
guys who liked him, but it was like 98% thought he was just a jerk.
Super rude guy and stuff like that. Will the Thrill, they used to call him.
Yeah, just a cackling idiot.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The Devers trade, the Giants got Devers in exchange for Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs III, and a minor league pitcher named Jose Bello.
Tibbs. Okay.
4 players. And the remaining $254 million on his contract. So that's
might be the biggest
blockbuster.
acquisition is that last number that you just put in there on what the contract was. Still.
And then the Red Sox acquired Dustin May for James Tibbs III and Zach Earhart. And then the Red Sox, that was with the Dodgers. And then the Red Sox, then, as we know, spun Kyle Harrison, David Hamilton, and Shane Drowan to the Brewers for Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, and Anthony Sigler.
Man, oh man.
And some future considerations.
Did we make out on that deal?
Oh, my God.
I wonder if they're trying to add into that future considerations. You guys consider helping us out maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, as this article points out, as things currently stand, both moves were abject disasters for the Red Sox. Harrison has seemingly unlocked his potential in Milwaukee. He's been the best non-Jacob Misiorowski pitcher on the Brewers this season. Durbin is currently slashing 194, 255, and 313.
He's still not figured it out, right? I feel bad for Caleb, man.
Now May, who struggled to stay healthy in Los Angeles,
that's the big one.
Posted a 5.40 ERA in 6 games for the Red Sox, then left in free agency and went to St. Louis, where he's pitching well.
Mm-hmm. Dynamite so far. He's been so good for them.
In exchange for that, the Dodgers got Tibbs, an outfielder who's currently slashing 307, 422, 614 at AAA Oklahoma City and leads all players at the level with a 1.036 OPS. AAA.
Ooh,
now, in any other organization, Tibbs would probably be in the major leagues, but he's kind of blocked by Kyle Tucker and Teoscar Hernandez.
They've got some decent players.
He can also play first, but I think they've got Freddie Freeman there.
That position solved too.
Yeah,
man, they are so stacked.
You're a 23-year-old former first-round pick, and you're the hottest guy in AAA, and you have no path to the big leagues.
They're like, would you like to DH for 3 days while Ohtani figures out his leg situation?
And now
talk about a trade piece too. If they really wanted to. I mean,
and the Giants aren't they're in a sell mode, but no one will buy Devers at the price.
Opening up a yard sale that nobody's going to. Hey guys, we got signs up. How's nobody realizing we're down here at the end of the block?
He's Devers is playing okay at first base.
Well, he hasn't been as bad as he was in the first 6 weeks, but it was hard to be worse.
Yeah.
I mean, he was awful to start out the year.
He has a 30% strikeout rate, which is not great.
Not positive.
Well, it's the contracts too.
But
I mean, Willie, right? In theory, would be another one.
And Devers now he turns 30 this offseason, and the Giants owe him $225 million over the next 7 years. And they took the full boat from the Red Sox, the full value of that. They didn't get any help.
And when he was acquired, Drew, I mean, I remember the immediate reaction from the folks in San Francisco. They're like, sweet, we've got our next dominant left-handed power hitter. Yeah. They're like, all right, sweet. So, now we've got our deal. We were going to have to pay a Giants tag, so you had to go and acquire one, or it was realizing why somebody was putting him on clearance.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
here we have this blockbuster trade 1 year ago. The Red Sox and Giants are both in last place, and the Brewers and Dodgers are both in first place.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Well, the Dodgers can't be a surprising one. Everybody would have anticipated, but that's just a rich get richer situation, and one where I don't. It's not necessarily a spot on the block that I'm going to frequent taking up a ton, but you can defend the Dodgers process at least in that spot. Like they make good heady trades.
Agree.
They take advantage of market manipulations all the time. Sure. Do they have the money and the bandwidth to go and drop a ridiculous bag at Kyle Tucker's front door? Absolutely. And they seem to also spend it wisely because outside of Carl Crawford a number of years ago before Friedman got there, I can't remember the last big signing they had that went haywire.
That they missed on. I would agree with you. I mean, as much as we lament the money thing, which is true, they also make really good moves. They homegrow a lot of players. They make the right acquisitions, Billy. So they do both things well, and that's why they're stacking up rings and championships. I did my share of fighting the good fight on this when I was at my my cousin's bachelor party because they're all Dodger fans, and the refrain is always, "Hey, every GM could do this. What we're doing, they're just cheap." And I'm like, "Well, no, it's the liquid revenue." But you're right, Billy. They make good moves. They make shrewd moves in addition to being rich and having that the contract, the ability to sign contracts. They've also done the right things. Like, it's not just they've used their money wisely. They've also built their talent homegrown as well. They made the right trades and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's Buddy at the end of the block who's devilishly good looking and loaded.
Also smart.
Wow. And he also helps out at youth programs and builds houses for homeless kids.
Thanks a lot. Wow. He was cleaning up garbage.
Did you know he also breeds puppies?
Wow.
It's an incredible deal of what my man's got. They've got one of those deals where everything they touch, Drew, turns up roses. Outside of Yordan Alvarez being traded at the deadline for a bullpen arm a number of years ago, they've righted the ship on just about every single one of those.
By the way, could Yordan Alvarez be traded again?
I mean,
gracious. You want to talk about the best trade,
hitter,
the best trade chip on the market outside of Skubal, and that's a hard one to pass up when you talk about what that guy can do in the
best
postseason.
hitter in ball.
He's also the scariest hitter in ball.
Yeah,
is that fair? Like when he steps into the batter's box, you're in for something. Like my man that was playing for the Mets in Rookie of the Year, Armen. I can't remember what they were calling him.
Hato, right?
Yeah. He's the left-handed Hato is really what it feels like.
I think that actor just died. Rest in peace. Was that Donald Gibb? I could be wrong. Sorry, just
time to Google.
Sorry. But I'm gonna start up Hot Take Hump Day. Why not? That's what we do.
It's what we do.
Potentially killing someone.
No, I think I know Donald Gibb passed, the actor. He was in Revenge of the Nerds, and he was in. I don't know if he was Hato or not.
Well, we're gonna find out. You fire in the hot take first. I'll let you know.
You know what? If I did, it's not that serious. Can I interest you guys talking about trade pieces in the Giants? And this came up to my mind. Can I interest anyone in the Matt Chapman? We need third baseman right around here.
Okay,
33. His remaining contract's 4 years, 100, earning 25 this season. So not great, but not crazy. Where the Brewers, in theory, couldn't afford it for a few. I don't know if that's what the Brewers want to do, but 33 years old. If they need a third baseman and they're fire selling would be the right term, Armen. Matt Chapman, anybody?
Hey, he's a nice player.
Yeah. I don't know if they pay the money. But,
I don't know. At what cost?
What
is he being productive? Would he inject life and leadership?
Right now, been a bit divey this year, but his power, I think, is coming around, right?
261, 348, 414, 7 homers. So it's a pretty good year for him, I'd say. I mean, that would be a huge upgrade for us at third base.
He provides also like real top-end defense too, for sure.
It's funny though. You say, well, he's hit 7 homers. That's pretty good. Yeah, he's on pace to hit 15.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Schwarber hit number 25 last night.
I'd take Schwarber.
I'd take Schwarber. Yeah, he's pretty good. Jeffrey from Milwaukee weighing in early today. He's a 5 o'clock clubber.
Stand up, Jeffrey.
Morning, fellas. Wanted to give my gratitude for this Brewers team. Yeah, Pratt didn't get a hit, but those guys on that team seem to embrace him, and hopefully it brings us to an even greater level. Really fun to watch. Really fun team to watch. Can't wait to see where the season ends up.
Yeah,
well, Jeffrey, enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
It is an enjoy the ride moment. They have a beautiful sauce to them and a good chemistry rolling with young players and the young versions of vets. Similar, the way I think about it, Drew, is exactly how the Packers wanted to do. A bunch of young top-end flight players that y'all bring in, and a lot of them come up at the same time, and then all of a sudden certain guys separate themselves as the leaders and best players. Bryce Terang is one of them, who taps him on the back yesterday and lets Cooper Pratt run out by himself. That was a good little moment, and knowing how much the boys would have enjoyed seeing and giggling in the clubhouse and in the dugout. It's one of those where the young players can only provide a little bit of youthful exuberance. Also, maybe a little bit more Forrest Gump-esque.
A little bit.
He's 21 and he's got $50 million guaranteed to him.
Yep.
So the world's his oyster. Yeah. Maybe it's not as Forrest Gumpy as Mizorowski, but he seems like he's got a little of that quality.
You thought Joey looked at him like, yeah, you know what? You're making your debut, but you're already cashing bigger
I can't
checks.
wait for that first home run that Cooper Pratt hits when he gets the silent treatment, because he got to go out by himself to take the field by himself last night. They got him. They got him good.
You got to get everyone out of the dugout.
Yeah, right? They got him right there.
They got him. Let him run out by himself.
Taps him on the back. Let him go.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's a great one too, because then you can, moms in the
just
stands,
laugh.
dads in the stands. They can be like, "Oh, they let him go out by himself." Like, that's kind of a joke, but it's pretty awesome. I did like that. I also liked at the end of the game, he had to kind of figure out what the infielders do when they win. That's like group hug. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, group hug. All right. He kind of had to get taught in that thing. That was awesome. Yeah.
It was like Micah Parsons trying to learn the fadeaway after the first game.
What do we do here?
What do we do?
Doing here in
What
this
are we doing
game. Okay, all right. Yeah. I got you. Yes, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
And I didn't know younger bro was a big prospect too. Quincy.
Oh yeah,
that was something I learned about
he
yesterday.
Is and like, I mean, his dad's family all played college sports.
All played college ball. He said
family.
He said a couple of his brothers made it in pro ball, at least into the
minors,
doubles and triple A's and the minors, and never made it through. Dad looks like he knows how to use a fungo bat.
Oh, that was good.
I mean, he had the full on coach's shirt rolling, Drew. The 5950. Dad looked like he could be in coach mode whenever he potentially had to jump into it. I think there are a lot of ground balls hitting that backyard.
A lot of them.
There were a lot of
of
ground balls hitting that family right there.
It was Carly Murata that had the great report on TMJ that I saw. Yeah, he started. I guess mom was on the plane when they heard he got called up. He already was in the car driving up from Mississippi because he doesn't want to fly. He's already driving up. I love that.
Yeah.
Said Sophie, he's like, I was not realize I'm like 30 minutes, and I was driving 30 minutes the wrong way.
That's awesome.
I got so excited. I started driving on the freeway.
Drive north. Your boys in the bigs just so excited. You just
Here I am driving west.
That is hilarious.
But he just looked at Sophie. He's like, I don't fly.
He doesn't
all right, Pops.
Pops,
Okay.
we got you. We're not asking you to jump on the bird.
And where they're from in Mississippi, I looked up on the map. Of course, I love maps. It's like northwest, so it's sort of by
Armen,
Memphis.
sorry, and Fun with Flags and Map Mania.
It's sort of by Memphis.
This
So
podcast.
I love maps.
it's only like a 9.5 hour drive. So okay, I'm like, all right, it's not too bad. Well, Mississippi's a tall state.
That could have been a hop, skip, and jump right there. That could have been 13, 14.
Right. So he got in there and got going. He's like, I'm making it to Milwaukee. I'm halfway there, guys.
Epic.
Give me a jersey.
Think you went through any tins on the way?
All right.
Yeah, probably.
There might have been a tin or two on that drive.
Wintergreen. Yeah.
We're off and running already. Brewers won. We're going to listen to Hunter's recap early and often because Hunter got some good stuff for us from the Cooper Pratt debut. Brewers winning a good, tight ball game. Well pitched. Not a lot of offense.
A hard-fought playoff like
8 hits combined between the two teams. We'll talk about that. Hunter's report is coming up next. We're glad you're hanging out with us, you 5 o'clock clubbers. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Deal as Mitchell sends one deep right center. Goodbye. The Brewers back in front with one swing of the bat. A frozen rope out of here. And it's 2-1 Milwaukee.
I think that one might have traveled about 440 feet.
That was a blast.
Mitchell. Garrett Mitchell. That clip, by the way, brought to us by Brewers TV. Brian Anderson, back from France.
Boy, isn't that nice to hear?
King of the Croissants is back from France. And Garrett Mitchell. Ooh.
That one would have had a chance, Drew. I don't know if it had the full distance, but it was 20 feet to the left, 20 feet more towards center field. Somebody would have been having a shot at that car.
I was just going to say.
There's not a ton that get hit up at. We see the Tundra territory enough times. There's not a ton that actually have a real shot at hitting the flatbed of that Tundra. That one 20 feet over would have been right smack dab into the middle and in the good spot where it wouldn't have gotten dented.
And it's got to hit on the fly, right?
Yes.
We've learned that controversy. Yeah. You don't want to get dented.
This isn't a golfer saying, I drove at 300. Well, it only carried 250.
Well,
we're not counting the roll.
That couple just lost the appeal on that 50-50. But we're not going to get into that. What a knock though for Garrett, and the Brewers really needed that too. I mean, he's been on a heater, and
batting 357 in June.
I just
17 games.
Of all these great comments on the YouTube stream and on the video on the text line, and they're I just can't find Dobler anywhere talking about Garrett. I just kind of weird. He wanted to trade him for a bag of chips the other day. Well,
those
now
people are receding back into the hedges, right? And he's got. Yeah, he's not Churio. He's not Pratt. These guys that are getting, more hype. He was a first-round pick. He's an athlete. He's an elite athlete.
Well, and I think the other thing is you're starting to see him trust himself a little bit more. Earlier in the year, and he admitted to it a number of different times, where when you hear somebody talk about, I'm gonna have to change the way I play, that's a concerning piece for some to think of. But you could tell early he was being a little bit hesitant, at least defensively. Now his speed, he's going to find his way to enough baseballs that he doesn't necessarily have to do a Sal Frelick jump and slide on every single one. But that bat stays in the zone for a long time. And Vinny had a good side profile of the homer the other day where he waited back on the curveball and just demolished it to center. And last night he jumped all over that thing. And the one difference he needed was one big swing.
So what was the best part of last night's game? Was it Gasser's start? Was it the fact that Pratt came up, didn't get a hit, made an error, but got his debut out of the way? A 2-1 taut win. Uribe and McGill. McGill locked it down. Looks like he's back closing. Uribe was Uribe. And Ashby got another vulture victory.
Yeah, in one that, as Murph said, he's earned the 9 of them. This one might come with a little asterisk, but he'll take it.
10-0 now. How about that?
10-0. First Brewers pitcher started a season that well since Sabathia was 9-0 in his first decisions.
He will be an all-star. I'm calling it right now. Ashby will be an all-star.
You're crazy.
I'm also 0-1 on this type of
prediction. Yeah, you are 0-1.
You're absolutely.
Well, I might be crazy, but could you? Okay, you're keeping him out of the all-star game, but he's one of the most productive pitchers in MLB. Relief pitchers.
No one pays attention to wins, Armen.
I totally agree with that. I've always been on that jihad.
He's the first double-digit winner, but no one's paying attention to that. It's not like he's in the Cy Young discussion. So why is he in the All-Star discussion?
Well, good relievers can make the All-Star game based on their performance. Right?
Not good middle relievers, not good bulk.
I know,
relievers.
But I'm just saying, as we grow as a baseball community, to understand the importance.
Armen,
of
that
those
ain't
guys.
happening.
All right.
Ain't no room for him.
Maybe not. It's a hot take. That's why it's hot take.
Hot Take Hump Day, 877-794-1973.
I wouldn't even be beating the drum for him. The one that I want to make sure gets in is Harrison. I mean, Harrison is the one that definitely deserves it. And when, as the article that you pointed out by our buddy from Yahoo Sports earlier on, Drew, when he's the best non-Jacob Mizorowski pitcher on the Brewers this year, you hope he doesn't get overshadowed and outshined by what Miz is doing and get passed up, because what Harrison has done is absolutely worthy of getting to that All-Star game.
Yeah. Uribe last night with 2 walks and 2 wild pitches. Not great.
No, and I guess if you'd ask what my favorite part of the game was, it would have to be before Pratt gets up. Works out perfectly for Brewers TV, and the production value is A1, since they can, skip the 3 breaks that we see the same 3 spots every time.
Yeah.
Listen, the Potawatomi spot's going to play. We'll get the couple of spots in. Why don't we stick here and enjoy the moment? And as they give the sweet vignette of Cooper Pratt, in walks Matt Arnold for his 2-pitch at bat. Hang out, Matt Arnold. All right, let's airmail one throw. Get the bad ones out of the way. Get all the rough ones out of the way. This is like going to the practice green before you go and play 18.
Exactly.
This is why people actually go to the driving range before they play. I don't want to waste my good shots because I only have so many in me. We know that Cooper Pratt's going to get to his good ones, so just get those rough ones out of the way. Airmail your first throw it towards the dugout. It'll be fine. He got those ones out of the way last night, and then Murph did say, if he would have looked up, he would have had his first hit. Coaches know. We were trying to hit and run there at the end, but it's fine.
I love that.
He looks up next time. He might get his first hit. I just get a little bit of a
little dig
in, little dig, little shot.
Right.
Coach wants everybody to be just uncomfortable enough. And Murph's 5 minutes after the game is generally always my favorite part of the game.
You couldn't have said it better. Just uncomfortable enough. He's like, I'm indoctrinating you, right away, Cooper, into my managerial style, which is like, I'm going to support you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to make fun of you. I'm going to throw digs on you, and I'm going to light your butt up every now and then. And I like that. That's a good way. Hey, it's worked for the Brewers, especially with all the young players. So you got to love that.
All right. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. My favorite part of just about any Brewers game is hearing Hunter Baumgart recap for us afterwards. Brought to us by Import Minded. Take it away, Hunter B.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers get a 2-1 victory over the Cleveland Guardians last night, and also Cooper Pratt made his Major League debut. Let's start on the offensive side, where 2 solo home runs were all the Brewers needed. Bryce Terang and Garrett Mitchell. Garrett Mitchell hit a 440-foot home run. That was the longest of his career, beating the record that he set just 3 days ago against the Philadelphia Phillies when he hit a 425-foot blast. Terang got the other one, and he, of course, had the day off on Sunday, and Pat Murphy saying he was very refreshed after that, and when Bryce Terang goes through slumps, he knows what's wrong, knows what he needs to fix, and seems he's back on track. Now, all eyes were on Cooper Pratt as he took the field and played shortstop for the first time in a Milwaukee Brewers uniform. He said his Major League debut went pretty good, all things considered.
It was exciting. I mean, obviously, I didn't get my first knock or anything like that, but we won. So, vibes were fantastic. Heart was rushing the first at bat and the first time I ran out there, but it was surreal. And then especially when McGill came in and all the lights flicked off. That was pretty cool.
Now, the man who was on the mound last night, 5 2/3 of shutout baseball, that'd be Robert Gasser. He knows Cooper pretty well, and he said he's excited for him.
Coop's already, he's already been a pro. He's my locker mate in Nashville, so got to know him very well there. And I'm just really excited for him. He's a great player and a great person, so I know he's going to contribute to this team.
What did you think of the double play that he helped turn or started?
That was awesome. That fired me up. I've had him behind me before, and those are the ones that I know he's going to make.
So the Brewers will try to go for the series win tonight. The Brewers have won 12 consecutive series openers. Get that. And so they'll go for a series win with Brandon Sproat on the mound coming up tonight. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. I'll have you for the baseball pregame show at 5:30 on Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee and our social channels. Brewers are 18 games over 500. Back to you guys.
Very well done. Hunter Baumgart brought to us by Import Minded, your vehicle care experts on 27th Street, just north of 894.
I love Gasser getting in there and having his first shutout appearance of the year too. Huge. Right? Like, I mean, after the stint in Las Vegas, we talked about it with Harrison, put it to bed, put it behind you and go. That was his best start of the year, best start of his big league career. And Gasser would be the last guy in the Hader trade, correct? He was the minor leaguer.
As I recall, yeah.
In that deal. So for Armen, when you're always trying to keep score, I think you've already counted the Josh Hader trade as a win.
I personally did because it's helping the cause.
Because of William Contreras.
Because of Contreras, yeah, not as much as Terry.
Gasser ends up almost being like forgotten about in this group of young prospects. But a year and a half ago, before when he made his debut, he was as anticipated as just about anybody was, and obviously he had the injury, works himself back from it. It's a good arm. That's a good arm if that's one of your rotation pieces, because you thought 3 years ago for sure he's going to be a part of it. Now he's battling for it and fighting around it. It's another good cautionary tale of Man, sometimes you strike when the iron's hot with these prospects, because very quickly you can go from the highly lauded prospect that everybody can't wait for your debut in the 54 jersey, and then all of a sudden people are sitting there saying, yeah, but can we get Coleman Crow back so we can get this guy out of the rotation?
Yeah, like, the redemption part of that story is what I love about it. And it's sort of the same with Ashby, right? He had his struggles and then figured it out. Now he's thriving. I don't want to say Gasser's totally like that, but you're right, Billy. I mean, it's sort of the idea was like he was going to be a bigger piece. It was like, all right, he's still searching for it. And then you see him with a start like that. And it's like, all right, now I can settle in maybe. And more than anything, it just shows, the depth again of the pitching roster, the rotation. A guy like that, it's got to be contagious. When everybody else in the staff is throwing up zeros all the time, it's got to be contagious to say, you know what? With this team behind me, this coaching staff, this catcher, I'm going to do the same thing. I can do it too. I'm going to go out and expect to put up zeros. And it seems like that type of positive result is contagious. And it seems like it's like that for Robert as well.
Like it. Give it to him. Give it to us, 877-794-1973.
No, I like that. Give it to Armen. Call him at 877-794-1973 and light him up a little bit here on this Hot Take Hump Day. Drew, we got to keep that dude on his toes back there.
Got to.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we got you unleash your best 5 or 6 seconds on Armen. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, and the 5 o'clock club is out there, Brian, in Fort Myers, Florida. Good morning, gentlemen. Have a great show. Number 61. What's up? And I think Paul from Kenosha on the YouTube stream as well.
What's up, Paul?
In number 19. What's up, Paul? He asked, how did Pratt look last night? Obviously, we're talking about it. He said his cable TV was out again because of the tree that fell on it from last week's storms.
Oh, brutal.
Hope they're getting that cleaned up.
Last week's storms?
Come
Paul,
on.
they got to get that.
Get that right.
They got to figure this out for our guy.
Get the chainsaws out there and get it right.
Call Armen.
Yeah, call up Armen. I can maybe call somebody else.
Well, you were looking at that chainsaw. You didn't end up getting it?
I didn't buy a chainsaw. No, I didn't buy a chainsaw.
We had a good consternation last week, Drew, of Armen trying to figure out if he was going to buy a chainsaw.
I was thinking of buying a chainsaw because I had some branches and stuff fall. And I'm like, I just got to step up and get one of these at some point. And Billy's helping me look at some. And I'm like thinking, do I really need a chainsaw? But I had to cut up. Thankfully, one of my other great neighbors, steps up and just comes out.
Not Tom.
This was Josh. He's like, I'll chop these up for you.
I had
Josh, come on.
A chainsaw at Stately Olson Manor West.
You did have one.
Did you get in there a little bit? You
did have one. Yeah. Didn't use it very much, but it was good to have.
Were you nervous to handle it?
No, not too much because I knew I was going to be careful with it.
That's kind of.
Drew could feel the horsepower. He knew when to ride.
Definitely respect the chainsaw.
You got to.
Well, Armen was having a contentious battle with himself, Drew, and trying to figure out if he should just get the chainsaw or if it was a little aggressive and maybe he should just get a handsaw. Like, Armen,
I was going to say,
if I could get a visual of you using the manual handsaw, I'll buy it for you.
I had one of those.
I would do that. I
had the tree lopper. I had all the accoutrements.
Yeah.
I had the lopper was a good deal.
Oh, you had them all in there. Yes, no doubt.
It was not the electric lopper though, not the gas lopper.
Now that's the one.
The old with the ropes.
Reach up on the rope and slice that little branch down.
Yep.
That's oddly satisfying too.
It is.
That's an oddly satisfying endeavor when you're able to clean it up.
Oh, and I was like, I was, thinking about it and asking. I'm like, do I need safety goggles for this too?
Probably wear them.
I think you need safety goggles.
You're gonna feel like a real man when you walk out there and fire up that chainsaw.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna be one step away from the outdoor games.
Maybe who knows? That's a good point. Maybe that's gonna be instead of some Iron Jock because you just got outfitted with that sweet new lightweight hoodie.
Sure.
Maybe that's what the missus got you for Father's Day this weekend.
Maybe I'll be opening one up somewhere. I'll become one of the great chainsaw loggers around. Next thing you know, I'll be trying to balance on one of those things.
Don't do this like disrespecting long snappers and think you're just gonna get a chainsaw and walk into the lumberjack game.
Oh, anyone can.
I don't think you're not paying proper respect.
What are we doing here?
No,
you're not gonna be in that weight class yet.
Next thing you know, Bob Brandon will be calling it on the other side of the yard. He'll be broadcasting it
again.
Bob does those all the time.
I will pay a large sum of money that I don't have to be able to watch you get up on one of them logs at State Fair and try to run on that thing.
I'm going to be completely honest. You guys know I'm joking. There's absolutely no way.
That would be some of the best content we ever would shoot.
It actually wouldn't, because it would take 1 second for me to be going in the water. I lasted.
To do it for the Vine, dude.
Well, what Sunburn Bowl was it? I lasted the least amount of time on that mechanical bull. I lasted like 3 seconds. And I looked at the guy like, why are you throwing this thing around so fast for me? And he goes, I didn't. So it was a really funny moment. Anyway,
it's on level 1.
Yeah, shout out to Bob. Bob's always doing those type of events.
Just finished calling WIA softball. It was really,
He's
really
all,
good.
he's
It was an
all
awesome
over it.
broadcast. Yeah.
Bob's one of the best, man. Sportscaster du jour.
OG, no doubt.
My guy.
877-794-1973. Get us your hot takes because we're going to start firing those up. We got plenty to go. And by the way, Giannis is still a Milwaukee Buck.
Giannis is still a Milwaukee
For
Buck.
how long, we don't know.
Enjoy every second.
I saw maybe the best audio that I've seen of Jameis walking around with a goat in a Messi jersey. This World Cup, Drew, is livening up America.
Yeah.
It is a good time.
And if you like stars, they shone last night. Is it the right term? They shined?
Yeah.
Shined last night.
They shined. All right. Keep them coming. We are having some fun here in the 5 o'clock club. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
This portion of the Huddle brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Visit them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. You've had questions about peptides. You have questions about testosterone replacement therapy. They can help you with any number of issues and make your life better. Seize the day, seize the week, seize the damn summer. Get back in control of your life. Get your energy back. Once you get to your 30s, Billy, you'll notice it. Start sinking into the couch. Harder to get
do it all the time
off the couch. Harder to get motivated. Don't have the energy you used to have because you're burning the candle. Well, they can help you like lengthen the wick, if you will.
I like that.
Game Day Men's Health.
Candle a little bit.
Let's do it. Yeah, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Sign up for that no obligation 15-minute blood test to let you know how they can help you and walk you through some treatment plans. Check them out at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Hot takes are starting to flow in. 877-794-1973. Is the World Cup starting to catch on for you yet? This is getting some moments. Messi with a hat trick, reminding us that he is
one of those guys.
He is a dude.
Holy cow, dude.
And I'm starting to see people from my feed, people that we know that live locally, are venturing into reasonably distant areas to watch games.
That's what I like to hear.
People going to Kansas City to watch Argentina. Folks just traveling around to go see some soccer.
One of my favorite things that I saw throughout the weekend was international folks online experiencing American culture and like finding it out. This guy, Freddie, who's just on a world tour, on an American tour. I believe him and his buddies are from Germany. And they've just gone across the country. They were in Houston. JJ Watt set them up in a sweet hotel. They were driving around Green Bay last week. I think they saw Lambeau Field. I enjoy seeing them pop around different spots, similar to like when we talked to Kappa Kate in Europe. She's like, well, yeah, this weekend we're going to we're going to Prague, and we're bouncing over here to France next weekend. Oh, actually, we're going to go to London in 2 weeks. They're doing the exact same thing that we do when we go over and invade their land.
One of my favorite things, and it's not tied to the World Cup, but I've seen one World Cup edition of it, is watching British people come to the States and experience barbecued ribs.
And they're getting the right time in Kansas City.
This is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so succulent. And they're trying to eat it with a knife and fork, and people are like, nah, that's not how we do it, man.
Just grab that
bone, get in there. Get sauce on your face.
You don't find that cuisine in London, that's for sure. That's different.
No, they're like, this is brilliant. This is my favorite kind of meat now. This is it. This is my favorite kind.
Traeger should then capitalize over there and just send a bunch of them over there and figure it out.
The baby backs. You know, you got to have the baby back. Got to be pork ribs on. We get into it. People love their beef ribs in Texas and stuff, but nah, man, pork ribs are where it's at.
Well, and Kansas City is one of the sites as well. Obviously, Kansas City has a lot of great barbecue, and there's also the Scottish guys. A lot of Scottish people in Boston, which seems like a pretty good marriage, obviously. And there's
were those the ones rowing the boat up the escalator, or is that the Norwegian folks?
That's a good question, Billy. I don't know exactly, but I did see that video.
That one was definitely getting stolen by Viking fans going to U.S. Bank.
Speaking of Scotland, Armen, there's a band, and it's, I don't know, you were probably behind the curve on them. They're not your Gin Blossoms, but there's a band from Scotland called Delamitri.
Oh, yeah, Roll to Me, right?
Yeah. They had a hit. There were two in the MTV era in the States, and they were, reasonably popular. Well, they're from Scotland, and they started their tour. They're doing like kind of a mini tour, I think 7-8 cities maybe. And they started at the South Milwaukee Performing Arts Center.
I love that.
Promoted by the Alternative Concert Group, my pal Peter Just. They played just this week.
And they were in town.
And they came to the States, and they opened their tour in Milwaukee because they've always done well in Milwaukee. They have friends here. And then they're playing places where Scotland is in the World Cup. They routed their tour so they could go to the World Cup.
So they could go to the different games?
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Hey, book us a couple of shows so that we can also expense it.
Hey, they're playing in Foxborough. Well, we better get a New England date, and we'll go there, and we'll make sure that we're in. So they're, having a blast with their countrymen and mixing business with pleasure.
These guys
is genius.
That is smart.
You know this song. These guys.
Yes, these are the dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a thing of
now I know that one.
A bunch of guys and Scottish guys taking over an Airbnb in Boston, and the whole neighborhood they're getting to know everybody, and everyone loves
How about the Japanese fans bringing the plastic bags to celebrate with and then clean up after themselves that they had down in Arizona? That was awesome.
It's a wonderful thing about events like this is all the cultures coming together.
in a previous life when I was working at On Milwaukee and I could write about anything, I got to interview the lead singer of this band by phone when I had a record coming out. They were coming to Milwaukee. Yeah, Justin Curry, nice fella.
That's cool.
Nice fella.
This is
from
always a
Delamitri.
great banger.
I knew, Armen, you love this banger.
Yeah.
That is a good tune. That is a good.
People might not know who it's by, but it's one of those songs that you've heard a lot. You know.
Drew, that's exactly it. This is a 5 o'clock car tune. This would be
Yeah.
ripping around while you're driving through. Dad's taking you to the barber back in my youth.
Back in the day.
I would also I think one of my other favorite parts is seeing a bunch of these sweet NFL stadiums loaded up with, because like the only time you get the pageantry of this is like some bowl games, and all of those has kind of lost their luster.
Yeah.
Right? Like even
You're right.
the national championship game this year felt like the only one that was a full blend of colors and fan bases. World Cup, I mean, it's everything. There's a mix of like NFL international game and then also the 50,000 folks that have come overseas to be able to watch their teams.
It's a good tease because I'm going to hit you with a hot take about the World Cup and about its place in sports and just our current our current location.
I'm excited
in
for
the
this,
sports spectrum. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. I do like the World Cup. I like that it's here and I like that people are enjoying it, and it's a fun thing. And damn it, we need more fun in sports.
Yes, we need to have some
sports fun again. Can we please? All right, get us your hot takes, 877-794-1973. Thanks, 5 o'clock clubbers. Let's welcome the 6 o'clockers next in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. When things are going well, everything just clicks.
Right off the end of the bat, Terang gonna get the tag, throw to first, and he turns it into a double play.
That was on defense. Bryce Terang also hitting his 11th home run of the season, a solo shot in the 4th. Garrett Mitchell with a solo blast of his own in the 7th. Milwaukee takes game 1 over Cleveland at American Family Field 2-1. A couple of stats for you. After 70 games, the Brewers have 44 wins. That's a franchise record. And for just the second time in MLB history, the first pitcher in the majors to reach 10 wins, Aaron Ashby, did so while having all 10 come in relief. The other was in 1959 with Roy Face. Game 2 of the 3-gamer is tonight. Brandon Sproat pitches against Gavin Williams. Taking a look at the rest of the division, the Cardinals edge the Padres 3-2. Cubs lose to the Rockies 5-2. The Pirates over the A's 6-5. The Reds beat the Mets 5-3. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now, and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, D-puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God, this man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded, the Wednesday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian from headquarters, coming to you live on 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, worldwide on the iHeartRadio app, streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. 5 o'clock club. Job well done today.
Great
Got
work
us
taking
through
a
it.
shower up.
And now we can get serious, and we get serious, only half serious.
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday, Hot Take Hump Day. NicoleLaw.com, talking text line 877-794-1973. Hot takes about the Brewers Guardians, about Cooper Pratt and his prospects. He's no longer a prospect. He's a bona fide big leaguer. Cooper Pratt making his debut last night, 0 for 3 with the throwing error. And Brewers win 2-1 over the Guardians in the opener of a 3-game series at American Family Field.
Good one to start on, Drew, and you could hear the energy in the building. It is Little League night. You knew that place was going to be rocking.
Oh, yeah.
You knew they were going to be.
Didn't notice any
good
tarps
pops.
off. I thought there'd be with all the little leaguers. I thought there'd be a lot of tarps off action.
Yeah,
but I didn't really
I'm with you
notice
on
any
that.
last.
Is
I was at the
tarps-
ball game last night.
Tarps off a little bit of a like they got to be a little older type thing, maybe. Like
It
tarps
does
off,
seem
like,
to sit high school and early college-ish.
Yeah.
'cause the 7-year-olds are more about like the 6-7 type thing, you know.
Oh,
Plus,
that's fair.
they wanna
Probably
wear the uniforms.
Probably
and stuff.
once you get to double digits.
Yeah.
Because like I think once you're about 10 or 11. Now, granted, my 3-year-old, the only thing he wants to do is take his shirt off. So like I don't know like at some point like where that reaches, but I think once you're like 10, that is going to be once you're at the game,
Love
you're like
it,
I'm
sure.
ripping this thing off and waving her through.
Love
But
it.
you also might be a little too young to let mom and dad send you up to the 400s by yourself.
Also, you're with your friends on Little League night. I'm assuming a lot of Little League uniforms. So maybe they wanted to represent with the crowd, with the crew. Like keep your
Could
jersey.
be. They
Like,
all took that long lap around the field before the game.
Yeah.
Mhm. Big win last night. Hot take, not Cooper Pratt, not Robert Gasser, not Aaron Ashby. The custard stands last night at
Oh, sure.
American Family Field. I can only imagine the
Sure
workout
they
that those
did.
workers have.
Monster business.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure.
guy at the mixed drink margarita stand probably kind of lonely. Although I'm sure there were still a couple.
There were a
drinkers.
couple of moms and dads having to get themselves.
When
Sure, the
you're
Pratts had
supervising a bunch of little leaguers, you're going to
Yeah.
need a little something.
I was gonna say you're
Just saying.
definitely grabbing something in there.
Saying.
Amen to that.
Well, get us your hot takes, 877-794-1973. We mentioned Messi had a hat trick last night. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. Not bad. And Drew, I will say the one thing I learned about soccer, and I'm gonna sound like maybe the dumbest person of all time here. Last night was when I learned that there were 2 Ronaldos. I kept seeing the graphics posted up and then the stories posted up that there's the Brazil Ronaldo, who was a one-name guy, and now Cristiano Ronaldo,
the Portuguese Ronaldo, right?
who is still playing and is going to re-break or reset whatever the record Messi had last night of amount of World Cups played, because they played today in Portugal. 2 absolute rock stars, but that's a tough one when you go from the one-name guy, Michael, Magic, Larry.
You're right.
And all of a sudden somebody else comes in here, and now we got to budget it.
It's also the Ronaldinho.
Correct. That's another one. Now you remember him because of he had the hair.
He had the hair. He was number 4, correct? If I'm not mistaken. I think I remember it because he was always cool when I was younger.
He was definitely a cool player, because the thing is that the Brazilian Ronaldo went by his first name. Cristiano Ronaldo is obviously his last name. So it's kind of funny how that works.
That's a wild one.
Kind of wild.
Tidbits for you.
Kind of wild. Absolutely. So regarding the World Cup, people are starting to catch on. And I noticed it in my Facebook feed. I got people that are Facebook friends. Hey, we're going to Kansas City to watch the World Cup. I'm like, cool. And people are enjoying it. And you're seeing videos of tourists. I saw the guys, like, as the proceedings were opening last week, Airbnb somewhere in New England, like the Scottish contingent, playing the bagpipes at 6 a.m. and drinking, like, outside your Airbnb. Like,
that's tremendous.
Guys standing around a bagpiper and they're all just boozing at 6 a.m. as the guys, with the sun rising, he's playing the bagpipes. Like, all right, that's just fun. The merging of cultures, it's fun. The World Cup, you can say, oh, who wants to see a 1-0 game? Hardecourt, his joke was always like, in a scoring at will, England beat Wales 1-0.
1-0.
Yes, plenty of goals.
There's a lot of that. A lot of
draws. People don't like draws in the States. We don't like draws.
The draw thing is
we
true.
hate ties.
I mean,
we don't like ties.
There's been a lot of those, but that's only through the group stage. Once you get the knockout stage, it's like a regular tournament.
But and I've never been to an Olympics or much of an experience like a World Cup, but I think that it's just so fun and it's so cool, and the exuberance. It's the beautiful game. I'm not anti-soccer. I covered it coming up. I appreciate it. It is more athletic than people think. It's not in any way like a wussy sport or anything. Like, is there flopping? Have you seen the Thunder?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a share of flopping in it, but hockey does that too. There's
we see
flopping.
it in the NFL too. Even towards pass interference, there's a little bit of
you got to manipulate the refs. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But
damn right.
The thing I love about the World Cup is, like, the people come in, and even if your team has no chance, you're in it, and it's just a thrill. It's like, for some of these teams, it's like being in the play-in game. It's like being in me to Dayton, and then you made the field of 64, and it's a big deal.
Having your flag fly. And
it's everything. Just, to me, okay. Now, again, you have to be intelligent. You have to hold competing thoughts in your head. The World Cup is fun. It's a great sporting event. It's awesome. Is the whole apparatus corrupt, and is it like worldwide corruption and grift at a historic scale? Yes.
Oh yeah, next level.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
But at the ground level, I mean, people are paying a lot for tickets. People travel, like, internationally and stuff. It's just fun. And damn it, we need more fun in sports. We're trying to wrangle the fun. The Knicks run was fun.
It was
refreshing. It was the first time since '73. Celebrity Row. The Knicks run was fun, and then we have to muddy it up by saying, are they going to be able to repeat? Are they going to be able to, and where is Jalen Brunson the best player ever to play in Knicks? Like, why do we have to do that? Why do we have to go there and put it in context? Why can't we just say, well, that was fun. What's next?
Right.
What do we enjoy next?
Why do we have to linger on it and then take it apart and fricassee it and, like, wonder about, the historical impact, and everything is so. When I heard, I almost threw up, and I told you guys when the Knicks won that game at home and had the 29-point comeback. This is the greatest moment in New York sports history. It's not even close. It was a great moment, but, like, why do we have to compare it to Bobby Thompson in 1951 or Joe Namath in '69 or any of the Yankees victories? And
because of this job.
Why do we have to do it?
Well, a lot of it's because of this job.
So I guess we're part of it. I guess here we are. Like,
but the desire to use hyperbole is something that's
it's unavoidable, and it's. Again, I go back. Like, Tom Brady has warped a lot of people. Jordan warped people's perspective
Big
on
time.
LeBron. The fact that Tiger Woods did not catch Jack Nicklaus for majors makes some people think he's a failure in some way, when he was an absolutely pivotal, revolutionary figure in sports that we should appreciate. But he didn't get Jack. He only the second best. Well, who cares, right? again, in a kinder, gentler time, the greats like Ted Williams never won a World Series. Today, he'd be barbecued for.
Oh yeah, he'd be fried up.
And he's like one of the
Same
greatest
with Josh.
players, one
Yep.
of the greatest sports guys, and this guy spent
American
4
hero
years,
in the
gave up
year
4 of his years to
250.
the war, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, come on. So what are we doing? Why do we do this? What can we do to get out from under it? You can have your own personal battles to like just enjoy stuff as it comes. Like Cooper Pratt. Well, are the Brewers going to get their money's worth? I mean, I don't know, man. Armen, you are as childlike a fan and appreciate things as much as anybody I know, and yet it creeps in like the money. I never knew how much Don Money was making, or Ben Ogilvy, or Robin Young. I never thought about it.
As kids, you care about the player.
You never thought about the money,
how
right?
fun it was to watch them.
And now I'm hoping it'll be interesting to see as young Carson is just living a blissful sports fan's existence right now, living and dying with it and just enjoying it and running around and pretending to be the players.
Favorite
Like
players, yeah, right.
that's it. That's what it's about. But when he gets to be 8, he's gonna be like, well, that guy's gonna go to arbitration and his agent's gonna get him. Like,
yeah, his WAR isn't good enough. I don't know,
Man.
Dad, why he's in the lineup.
and we've ruined kids sports, like the whole, like we've taken all the
that
fun
one's
out of
for
that
sure.
by having tournaments and travel teams and participation trophies. Like, can't we just go back to like enjoying the games
The
again?
thing I think about is the Brewers through the 80s and early 90s had a decade and a half of 2 great players, 2 Hall of Famers, Molitor and Yount, and obviously there's Gander there, but Molitor and Yount were future Hall of Famers that were legitimate, bona fide, great players, and they were always on your team, and you knew that. And there didn't seem to be the panic that I know there would have been now that those guys after 82 didn't win a World Series. I feel like that would have been the topic of conversation going into every year with them.
Yep.
It's like, one of these guys going to win a ring, and instead, at least, and I was young, so maybe it was more than I remember. But
no,
I think you had
that
a
wasn't the
desire for it,
culture.
but
of the
people
time.
weren't thinking, boy,
No.
One of these guys going to win a ring. Are they going to ring chase? Or they have
The-
should we blow it up and start over? We're never going to win with them. Like that. It was just more. We're happy to have 2 great players. Works. We loved it, and it was awesome to have them on our team at the top of the lineup every year going into the summer. I mean, or the 80s Bucks that were so good.
Yeah, the Bucks were that's the
nobody-
team to me. Is like Don Nelson was coaching. They
Nobody
had
said
Moncrief,
get Don
Winters,
Nelson out because they lost.
No
in
one
83,
said it.
Lost in 84.
No, because they were winning. They were an elite team. They were winning 50, 55 games a year, and then run into the buzzsaw that was the Celtics or the Sixers at the time. And it's like you lost to one of the all-time, great players and teams. But it wasn't like, well, we got to strip this down. We're gonna have to go get some draft capital. We're gonna have to. We have to win. We have to add a free agent. It was always like, oh man, that sucked. Well, let's get him next year. And you just look forward to the next year. But it's also a part of the 24/7, 365. We mentioned that here we are, and the reason the World Cup's getting burned and the Knicks got burned is because the NFL is like, mini camps are over and we're receding into the hedges a little bit. They're on vacation, which is the only time of the year really that the NFL goes away. Is these couple of weeks before training camp.
Oh, for sure. This is the 4 or 5 weeks that it's not top of mind. I also think the other one of the other reasons and rationales for it would be just like there's a thirst to be right about everything, right? There is there's an appetite to be right and to not only be correct but prove why others are wrong. And I think sports allows for that so much more when you have now so much more data. Like Derek and Whitewater said it here. Like we didn't have sports talk radio then. We didn't have access to stats, contracts within 2 seconds to be able to run through things back then. That it arms you with the belief of even more confidence and bravado where it doesn't have to be that serious. You can enjoy cheering for your team and not saying, yeah, but I know that this guy's better than him. All right. He was on my fantasy team for the last 3 years. He's produced far better and he would be a much cheaper option because there's a demand to play armchair quarterback with kind of everything in every different sport. I also, the tough part, Drew, is like, just let the games be fun and let the sports be good. We're in a good time right now, but then in the midst of it, like we're seeing the highlights of Bryce Terang and Garrett Mitchell's home runs and excited about Cooper Pratt coming up. Some of it's unescapable when immediately you're in a great baseball season and the only thing big time folks want to talk about, like Jeff Passan just had a great piece yesterday about the impending labor dispute that fires
point.
up. Like it can be difficult to steer fully clear of because it's kind of always right around the corner.
Never thought of that as a kid. Never had any of that.
Not even close. When the NFL went on that lockout in 2011, I had zero clue what that was. I had no idea what this situation was. And then I remembered, oh, wait, yeah. NHL games and highlights used to be on ESPN. And then there was a full year while I was like 9 or 10 where there was no games. And then they weren't on there and they didn't cover it at all. So like you just, it can be a dark and muddy side. And there's just so much money in it right now that it lends itself to
even
that.
ESPN, they'll show baseball highlights, but not as much as they used to when they had baseball tonight every night. And
not even close.
They had Sunday night baseball. It's not even close.
There seems to be
because now ESPN's owned by the NFL owns ESPN and ESPN owns the NFL.
Well, there's been a really cool pod that Rich Eisen is starting up, which he's calling This Was Sports Center. He had DP on first, and then Chris Berman, who was Sports Center. When it started, Chris Berman was Sports Center, and they got into a back and forth of like, well, that kind of show couldn't last now. I fully disagree. I do think that there's still a spot for a large subsection of sports fans that would enjoy a 30 to 60 minute show that was just the games from last night instead of 15 minutes of games last night topics. And then 30 minutes of what did they talk about on First Take and what do these two guys dispute about it.
I think you're right, Billy. I think you wouldn't get the numbers you used to because everything's more segmented in media. So if that's the goal,
the thing is we know so much more now, right? Like even to the point of stats, you don't have to tune in to know if the Phillies won last night.
We're not waiting.
The last thing
before the school bus comes. Yeah.
That is the thing. I'm going to be doing a podcast with a sports writer friend of mine, and I'm sure that's what we're going to talk about. Because back in the day, when I wrote game stories and stuff, nobody saw the press conferences. And there's a good chance I was writing to people who hadn't seen the highlights.
You were the only lifeline to people for the information.
Exactly.
And that's totally changed.
And that world doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Just like I see this, I'm not comparing myself, but I see these interviews with Jerry Seinfeld. They're like, would you go back and do a network? Like, no, that world doesn't exist. Like it used to be Thursday night. Everybody in the country basically was watching NBC.
And what people want is
talking about it at the water cooler the next morning. And that world is gone. And it's a faint, distant black and white memory now.
And and what people are programmed to enjoy has changed too. Like people are laughing now or they're consuming content that's not sitcom format. Like that. So that's the thing about I just saw it was Vincent Goodwill on the on the desk for ESPN that called the NBA trophy a participation trophy because there aren't dynasties. Like I don't understand that, but we're looking for, like Billy, I think your point, and it's true, is people are looking to be right, looking for a take that's different, looking to stand out.
And the first impulse now is to be the first to say you're done. Like the team's dead. They're done.
Timmy made
Tigers going through that.
Living off that one.
Tigers fans were going through that, and then they might put the paddles to it, and they might not end up selling and end up playoffs and like where they expected to be. It's like a lot of ball game left, right? But there's that I want to be the first on my block. The first series of the Packers season. Like, oh, they're not going to the Super Bowl this year. They suck.
They just can't win it. No, they can't do it. Jordan Love is never going to be Aaron Rodgers.
And there's the whole thing where it's not just players chasing rings, it's fans. Whereas, like, if my team's not going to win a title, why should I even bother? Why even have a season? Why do I even need to watch?
But there's 0 point unless you're
going to win the title at the end.
Rob just said it, by 100%. Enjoy without championships, even though that would be nice too. 162 days of fun with the Brewers and 30-ish games of Badger basketball each year are enjoyed thoroughly. I look at it with what the Bucks are thinking about for the next week, that they're potentially going to move off of Giannis or hold on to him or what they turn him into. Yeah, it sounds all well and good. Just suck for 4 years, get a bunch of great players, and then all of a sudden you'll win a championship in 7, and we'll all be there, and none of us will leave, and it'll all be hunky-dory. Well, there are 6 or 7 years there where you got to sell tickets and you got to have the lights on, and if people aren't watching, the worst thing that you can have is apathy in sports. Like, we say that comes with just being mediocre. No, that means 40 of the games people leave happy and 40 of them they leave upset. That breeds a little bit more conversation.
5 weeks away from the 5th anniversary of the Bucks winning a title. It seems like longer than that. And it was that sustaining. Just give me one title. That's all I want. We can suck for less time. No. It's better to be good every year and have a chance. The way the Brewers have, this is better than being the Marlins and winning once and then having 20 years of just sucking like a shop vac.
I'd love to argue with what Drew just said there, Armen, but I think the most frustrated and angry and heartbroken I've been after a Bucks loss was game 6 of the second round when they were trying to repeat and they lost to Boston because you think they're going to move on to the conference finals. I'll be fine. Just win one. It doesn't even matter what you do next year.
It's funny. It's
passport me 10 months.
That's so true. And that always proved it to me. It was before that. It only took 2 weeks for Bucks fans to not be satisfied because they didn't re-sign PJ. Like, that was the smoking gun for me to say, all right, don't ever tell me again that you just got to win one and you'll be satisfied. Because it only took you 2 weeks to say, what are we doing? Re-sign PJ, go on the tax. And you're right, Billy. I mean, we've been frustrated the last 5 years. The Bucks haven't gotten back to the promised land. So you'll always want more. That's just the nature of it. That's okay. But it's the point and the idea that, like, you can't enjoy it or it can't be a success unless you won the championship.
Yeah.
That ring culture has been part of us now as American sports fans for the last couple decades. And man, I think that's the worst way to go about it. And that's the worst part. But I can't tell someone to not want to win a championship because we've got that ethos in American culture and American sports culture that unless you win it all, you are a failure. And that's
exactly
that pervades for
then
so
why
many
even
people.
Bother?
And so many people teach that to their kids and so many people teach that to others. And I get it, man. The dream is to win it all, but you can still enjoy the process sometimes.
Yeah, you can still enjoy the process even if you're not New York Knicks fans making De'Aaron Fox #4 NBA Finals jerseys.
Right.
There you go.
Right? Even if you don't end with a title, you can still enjoy it.
When the Knicks lose next year in the playoffs, which is likely going to happen, unless they repeat, but probably not. How happy will Knicks fans be then about
Not
this
very.
year? They'll be.
They had
past
their
that.
moment. We had our moment.
They'll
So
be past
that's why it's Warren Zevon said, enjoy every sandwich.
They're
Enjoy
not
every game. Enjoy the 10% that isn't getting kicked in the net.
Enjoy the
these
journey.
days.
It's the road to get there.
They're not going to get on the
Absolutely.
subway and say it's fine. We won last year. We're totally good.
Father's Day is Sunday. Still time for you to take advantage of those bundles from Iron Jock. IronJoc.com is the website. Check out the Father's Day bundles and check out the Admiral's Hat Trick, where you can get a pair of vouchers for a game in October, November, or December, along with a hat for dad for just $49. You're going to have to do that in person, though, unless you live locally, because it's hard to get it shipped in time. But go check them out, MilwaukeeAdmirals.com, IronJoc.com, two of our favorite partners celebrating Father's Day with us. When we return, our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin, is going to join the party. We'll talk to him about Cooper Pratt and some hot takes as well. Get us your hot takes. We want them, 877-794-1973. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Halftime of the Huddle, halftime of the week, halftime of the program. We welcome our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall, FM 106. Dolph, I was at the Brewers game last evening, and when I got home, I live near the Summerfest grounds, and the Garth Brooks crowd was leaving. Oh, I was going to say. And I thought, Armen.
Check. There we go. Yeah. I was going to say, you got your own private concert, but no, it was over.
Yeah, it was over, and it was still kind of early. And I thought, wow, he must have started early. Did he have an opening act? I would imagine he did.
I don't think he did.
Oh, maybe he doesn't. He's like Springsteen, just walk out and
own it.
It was an evening with Garth Brooks.
Well, there you go. Okay, that explains it because it was early for a concert to be finished.
I was going to say you got to hit that bell
between 9:30 and 10.
An evening with
when they start
that's the move right there.
When they start calling concerts an evening with, does that mean they're like getting the legend older status?
Well, yeah, it could be. I mean, so it must have been like he probably took the stage at 7:30 and played a couple hours and dipped.
I mean, that's the way to go. I get excited now as I'm getting older when I see an evening with, because normally that means you're not going to have any opening acts.
Right.
And I can, if it's a weeknight. Now, if it's a weekend, some of the best shows I've seen are opening acts that you discover and want to see again.
Stadium shows now, like Luke Combs, right?
Oh, yeah.
He had a monster bill.
He did. In fact, he had not only at Lambeau, but when he was in Milwaukee a couple of years ago, he had completely different opening acts each night.
Yes, that's right.
Pretty incredible.
That's pretty wild.
Well, and I wonder too how much more of it, like when Blake Shelton takes the stage, that's an evening with Blake Shelton because he's going to talk in between.
That's the point.
There's going to be a nice gamesmanship
because they don't do all music. Then it's like talking comedy stories.
Is that a tough blend though?
memories.
Because some folks are just like, hey man, just rip some songs out here. Let it ride and go.
Not if you're Blake Shelton.
Well, Blake Shelton, he's way too funny, and you'd be missing half the show.
It is. It's a half stand-up, half, he'll still sing 26 songs for you, and they're all number ones.
But it's a whole personality type show.
Yeah.
And then I feel like when you get to a certain age, it becomes, and I just went to see an evening with Wayne Newton when I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So obviously it's like.
And you got an evening with him and his wife.
Mostly, yeah.
Did he apologize for having a cold? He usually does.
Yeah,
He's lost
really?
his voice and can't hit notes.
You know what?
Got a little bit of a cold.
You said he
I
had
think
something.
Did
Didn't he say something like that?
He did say something like that about his voice. Yeah.
He does it almost every night.
Sorry.
Was that at the Sphere?
Cold.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not the Sphere.
Doug Russell this morning was showing me a video of
intimate
he went to see No Doubt at the Sphere the other night.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I gotta ask him about that because anytime anyone comes back from Vegas, you gotta ask him.
So
about it.
Incredible.
Yeah, I only saw one video he posted online of it, and it looked pretty wild. He saw Chesney, I believe, at the Sphere as well a couple of years ago, and that one looked like an insane trip.
That's got to be a bucket list here. I'm not a big Vegas guy. I've been there a couple times, but now that place is around, I have to get out there.
The Sphere as a venue has done the job. I was questioning it at first, like, is this expensive and cool looking, but how are they gonna make money? But it's become something.
You went
now.
too. You were doubting it too, weren't you?
I did, and I was like, it's pretty. Because I went for the Backstreet Boys. It adds a different element of your favorite shows that you've already seen. So if you've already seen, like, obviously the Metallica got a lot of run. The Eagles, obviously, and the Grateful Dead is popular because if you've already seen a show that you like and a band that you like, when they play this venue, it's a totally different experience. And I gotta say, it's pretty good. It's pretty impressive. But you're going to be paying a pretty penny because usually it's like the magnum opus type show for legendary groups. It's not like a brand new artist or something like that. So you have to know that going in, but it's a different beast. There's no question.
Like anything else in Vegas these days, you're going to pay a pretty penny.
Yeah, there's nothing that's, I mean,
$8 Miller Lights.
Well, like corn dog at Casino Royale is still $3. So
that's
just
nice.
Let your boy know. All right. So but yes, no, it's pretty cool. And
we need to start a website, Armen Sarian's Cheapskates Guides to Vegas.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't think
There's a lot of TikToks on it.
There's
But
a lot of
Armen's
people.
seen every single one.
I've seen them all.
The market's saturated. But
The days have changed. I mean, when I lived West Coast, man, my roommate, he'd go to Reno Chow all the time. I said, what do you do up there? Just play penny slots and sop up free drinks with the locals.
You can
What
do,
else?
Not as many free drinks
Used
anymore.
to be able to do that, and it's not the same. But if you find it, it's still right. But
You still find the right spot. You'll find that right
Yeah.
bartender that's plugging. There's not many
Right.
cocktail people running around as much.
Armen, you just got to tip better.
Amen.
Yeah, that's it.
all.
But that's the problem. Is if I start tipping great, then I just defeated the whole purpose. Not that I don't want to tip people. No, I don't want to get you. Don't get me started on that, Billy.
What it should be is that it's better because the money's going to these hard workers instead of
and
these
that's
greedy corporations.
That's
So
a
it
great
still is
argument.
better.
Start
That's a
sharing
great
some of that Bitcoin wealth, man.
I know you're probably right. Should I sell my Maybach?
He's got all these. He's got all these beautiful cars and expensive jewelry.
My Cartier
Break some
watch.
of that off a little bit.
Rolls of cash.
Can you imagine your boy shopping at, I'm looking at I'm at Aldi looking for the deals, and I'm with a Cartier watch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so funny to me.
I can see you walking out of Gift of Wings with a Maybach.
There's still
getting into a Mercedes.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
There's still people that like ask me like that was fake, right? I'm like, no, it was real.
Do they ask you that when you're shopping the discount bakery or no?
Exactly. I mean, like I'm here, buying day old donuts for $1. And you think that was real? I just can't believe that. Anyway, there you go.
Anyway,
back to the
Save us,
show.
Drew.
So I'll save you.
Please, Drew.
Dolph, what'd you think of Cooper Pratt's debut?
Well, the first thing I thought is he's a striking young man with his athletic physique. My God, he's got to be at least 6'4"? Is he
6'4"?
He's well put together.
Big old boy.
And I just can't, I think this whole week should just be, he should get a free pass. I mean, he have 3 ground outs last night? Yeah. I can't imagine what's running through your head as a 21-year-old making your big league debut. Imagine that.
He was trying to break the radar gun last night too on that one throw into the hole, right? Like it kind of looked like there was
his foot slipped a little bit.
It slid a little bit, and he was trying to unleash that cannon a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to show it off a little bit, though. He's going to see what he's got. He is
he did initiate a nice double play with Terang, though.
Big time.
That was his first chance. It was a double play. Ended up being a big double play.
It was huge. And Gasser talked about it in Hunter's report. It was cool to be able to know their little backstory of them being locker mates. He's got a good confidence to him.
And that's going to be important.
You desperately need it, right? Like, I mean, I still think one of my favorite moments of Brawny was when he came up for the BP day after he signed his contract. He sits in with Uke, and Uke said as he walked out, right, that young man loves himself some Ryan Braun. He's going to love himself some Ryan Braun.
Well,
but you need to have that kind of confidence if you're going to roll through it.
I mean, he went to the U. He probably picked up some confidence there. Plus, he was a SoCal guy. Yeah. You mentioned Gasser, man. Shout out to that kid. He's still looking for his first win in 2 years since Tommy John, and he pitched really well last night. Deserved to get the W, but it was a tight game.
It's a good point.
Yeah, he did, and then it didn't work out that way.
No, and then Aaron Ashby went in and vultured the touchdown, vultured the win. Like any great fullback in fantasy football. Tyler Algier taking all of Bijan Robinson's touchdowns.
Great reference.
That's awesome.
There was a guy named Toefield once on the Jaguars that would get touchdowns. I think it was from Maurice Jones-Drew. And with this guy I went to college with in the dorm would be just screaming down the hallway in the dorm, Blanking Toefield. Toefield.
Stealing his fantasy touchdowns.
Coon had that. I mean, John Coon, they called him the vulture too.
That's true.
Amen.
Do you know interesting Gasser trivia? You know who a friend of the family was and used to attend his high school games?
Well, I can't wait to hear this.
I'll tell you, and it'll be fast and furious. Vin Diesel was a friend of his father's and attended Gasser's high school games.
That's awesome.
Wow.
The more you know.
How about that?
Wonder where they met. Right? Like, are they longtime friends or do they just meet at the gym? Because I could feel Vin Diesel would probably enjoy getting to throw around some weight with somebody that was not in the Hollywood sphere.
I've heard Vin Diesel's a good dude. I mean, we know him mostly from Fast and the Furious. Although, underrated performance in Saving Private Ryan. You remember him in that?
Oh, wait a minute. You're right. He was in that.
Yeah, he well, I don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah,
spoiler.
Now I'm
spoiler on a 25-year-old movie. Spoiler
alert.
Spoiler.
Yeah, he takes an unfortunate bullet to the helmet at one point in that movie, but yeah, Vin Diesel.
I love how nervous you were even to tell us that.
I mean,
it's okay.
I hate spoiling things like that. I mean, I've talked to people that haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life from 1946. I don't want to ruin it for you.
There was
the Civil War ended.
There was a good moment. I don't know if it was on the show or but first things first, Chris Broussard used to do The Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio.
Great show.
They had the cameras rolling during the break, and he just leaned over to the guys and said, "Fellas, so I know I'm a little late here, but my wife and I just finished The Sopranos. That ending. Oh my goodness!" And immediately, Nick Wright's like, "Wait, you can't be telling me that you're just understanding about what." He goes, "No, I mean, I knew it was wild. I knew people didn't like it,
hilarious.
But I just saw it. What the heck was that about?"
That's awesome.
Don't spoil that one though. People may have not seen it still there on HBO.
Oh my goodness!
How about that ending?
Yeah, how about that ending? Brewers, even if they had lost yesterday, they're still on their best 70-game start
franchise history.
Yeah, and I've checked the standings for the first time in a long time this morning. The Cardinals aren't going away, are they? Just 4.5 back. They got their 40th win.
Beat the Padres last night.
Making me nervous that they're actually good. I don't like that.
Yeah,
because I kind of like the years when they were like not existing as this bad team all of a sudden, and now it's like, okay, are they being Cardinals?
This is for Billy Potawatomi Sportsbook question.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to the window. Who finishes ahead of whom in the standings? Cubs or Cardinals?
Oh, I would definitely still say the Cubs. And
they're going through it, man. But I feel like they're going to do something at the deadline. They got to shake something up. They need pitching.
You would think they would have to, right? Like Drew, out of the,
they got to go get Scooble if they can. They got to do something.
Committed already, right? Like there's something too when you are somewhat pot committed that you are going to have to dump a couple more resources in and try to see if you can go through. St. Louis would be a fascinating one because I couldn't see them really putting chips into the middle of the table.
They're like the Brewers, like our team's on the floor.
That's true.
Our team's out there, and we're just getting better, and we're young, so we'll see how it rolls. But they have a little bit of found money with them in St. Louis because I don't think anybody was really anticipating that they were going to be here.
The young kids are ahead of schedule a little bit.
Yeah, and Jordan Walker is finally taking off like they kind of thought he would. I mean, he's top 5 probably in MVP balloting right now.
They've been waiting for him. They've been waiting for him to come around. So
what's the timetable on Scooble's return?
He had
a real good minor league outing the other day.
I was going to say I think that was his first. Okay. So maybe one more, and then he gets out there. He should be pitching by the end of the month in the big leagues. And what is it? 2 starts and then somebody pounces on him. I don't know because I think long gone are kind of the days where you could Doug Melvin it and say, yeah, we will throw you a little bit better selection of the players to be named later. But I want him today. We're not going to wait for 3 weeks to be able to get him on now. Right. What is it? August 3rd this year?
The thing
is the
deadline? Though, look at the Guardians have an injury, a big injury.
Yeah. It happened over the weekend.
And then, I don't think the Tigers are necessarily out of it yet, really. They look buried, but there's still room.
Because it just happened to them last year.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think that trauma would definitely also bode to them. Are we really buying the White Sox? Like, they can look up and say, are we really buying these guys? We can go and chase those ones down. At the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Brewers a resounding NL Central favorite now, -500. But the Cubs come in right behind at 9-1. Cardinals will be 12-1. They don't have... since it's midweek, usually on Monday, they'll resurface all of their teams to just make the playoffs odds. And I would assume that the Cubs are still a little bit higher up than where St. Louis would find themselves on those wild cards.
But the Brewers, it seems like they're getting a contender every series. I mean, you get Cleveland. They go to Atlanta next, right?
This is meat of the schedule. This is a meaty part of the schedule, Drew. They get this run against Atlanta. Don't sleep on what they got against the Reds. There's 7 in there, and that might be Cincinnati's season. And what is it? 3 at home. Cubs at the end of the month.
Oof.
Yep.
Those will be rocking. Those will be rocking days there.
And the Brewers they entered one of these stretches, which is why they wanted that extra inning out of Ashby last night because they're just entering a stretch where they're like, 17 or 18 games in 17 days or something like that.
And I'll be interested to see they bump Mizorowski for that one day to line him up against Atlanta on Friday.
So both Mizorowski and Harrison are thrown against the Braves.
And could they do that again for that Cubs series?
Would it time out?
Because he would be pitching on back-to-back Fridays because they would get an off day on Thursday. He's slated right now to pitch the 3rd game in Cincinnati. I'd bump him back, get Mizorowski and Harrison.
There we
rip
go.
that against the Cubs. Sorry about it,
Giddy
fellas.
up.
Good luck. Good luck seeing that.
By the way, Scooble pitched on Saturday. I guess I missed that. He's back.
Yeah.
He is back.
I guess
he's back.
I didn't realize.
Got it.
Yeah, he's back.
I must have missed that on, I don't know,
It
my
seems
Twitter.
fast
Just
for
you,
me.
all of us did.
Yeah, I thought I remembered him having a positive outing, but I thought it was in the minor leagues.
Not to change sports, but did you see?
I thought it was like a rehab thing. Yeah. Go
Speaking of Chicago, speaking of Cubs, speaking of Chicago, Wisconsin, Green Bay rivalries, did you see who Caleb Williams had on his Mount Rushmore quarterbacks?
I didn't. What was it?
Bart Starr?
I can't wait to hear
Aaron
this.
Rodgers.
Let's go.
Well, sure.
Aaron Rodgers. Joe Montana was on there, but he put A-Rod up there.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, why wouldn't you? Of course. I mean, I'm not going to get overly impressed by Caleb for knowing that the really one of the best of all time, one of the best. Of
I
all
thought
time.
that would melt the ice around your heart towards the Bears, Armen.
No, that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
That's what he wants.
He wants to try and soften me up and all this stuff.
Is he top 4?
For me, as a thrower of the football, he is. I know some people don't put him there because of accomplishments. They're going to put, Peyton Manning, Montana, Brady, all those guys. For me,
Well, those are the three that are there, and then there's one more.
Yeah, for me, it's me. Rodgers.
Are you putting him above those guys?
I think he was better than Montana, and I know we've talked about this.
Better than Elway?
He wasn't as accomplished as Brady, but I think he threw the football better. So this is a really tough debate because are we talking about best at the position?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's hard for me to put anyone over Aaron Rodgers, Charles Rodgers, when he was right. So I'm calling him
all
the
right.
GOAT.
So at least Peyton Manning is better.
Great minds think alike.
Peyton's
Armen
probably out there.
Sarian and Caleb Williams.
I mean, there's a lot of guys in the mix here. Marino, Elway. We could go Favre, obviously. We could talk about, we're running out of time now. So
Oh, that's fun.
Well played, Armen. Well played. Dolph, thanks for popping in for
All right,
halftime.
fellas.
Well, wait, you're past halftime of the week because you got Friday off. And
Smart man.
we might be negotiating on that front, as a matter of fact, ourselves.
Do
So
it.
We shall see. But
you
thanks,
tomorrow.
Dolph. Appreciate it. All right. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen huddled up on a Wednesday in the good land. 877-794-1973. Get you to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Having some fun. Hot Take Hump Day upon us. Get us your hot takes. Doesn't cost you nothing.
No, it's free to drop them in, and then we enjoy it even more. It heats us everything up.
Send them in. So last night with the Guardians, I don't pay a lot of attention to the Guardians. I know they're a good club. Perennial Brewers and Guardians.
I'm a fan of Stephen Vogt.
Stephen Vogt's a great dude.
One of the best, dude. One of the absolute top guys.
But as I was looking at their roster last night, Ciccone was their starter. Slade. Great first name. Slade.
Phenomenal.
Ciccone.
Yes.
And then other pitchers on their roster, like they got Joey Cantillo, Daniel Espino, Matt Festa. And we have tickets for Festa Italiana. Matt Festa relieved for them last night.
Team Italian beef. Let's
Good
roll.
one. Like, yeah, it was striking to me how many guys they have. Like Travis Bazzana, right? That's
number 1 overall pick at one time.
Kyle Manzardo. I'm like, this is Team Italy.
Yeah, no kidding. They would.
And Rocio.
Vinny Pasquantino needed to call these guys.
I was like, holy cow, they got Team Italy here. Like a whole bunch of Italian.
They really do. It's funny how that works out sometimes.
Yeah,
You know?
it's wild.
They're the quintessential Brewers of the AL, right? Like just kind of
Totally
great organization, figure it out. And when the Council Murphy flip happened, the one thing that I was almost upset about was that it dragged a little bit longer, Drew, just to the point where Stephen Vogt got hired by the Guardians, because I was
That's
like,
right.
well, that would have been my fill-in immediately if they would have lost counts.
Yeah.
But it's been phenomenal.
They also have David Fry, former Brewer, came up with the Brewers. But
Reese Hoskins.
Reese Hoskins DH for them last night. Yeah, I think he did.
I thought he was an
playing the
infielder.
outfield
Now he's
last
playing
night.
the outfield.
He's moving around.
Nice player,
Positional
too.
versatility is what they've got.
What they
But
want.
in any event, the Guardians are and the Brewers. You're right. They're simpatico. They're overachieving. Oh, they'll probably win 81 games, and then they are top of the division, winning 90 plus.
Yeah, I was going to say, and all of a sudden they win 90 plus, and people
Yeah.
can't figure out why they're doing it or how they're doing it.
But
the old Comedy Central.
the fact, yeah, exactly. The fact that this guy Matt Festa pitched, and it's funny because Mizorowski pitched a gem during Polish Fest, and Matt Festa and all these Italian guys, Italian surnames on the Guardians. Well, Festa Italiana is coming up.
It is
at
here
the Summerfest
soon.
grounds. And it's July 10th to the 12th. It'll come up before you know it.
Get
And
a
we have a
mod
4-pack of tickets to go to Festa Italiana. Oh, baby.
Now, if I go to Festa Italiana and I am just eating mozzarella sticks, that's almost half. That's kind of halfway, right? Like you gotta go all the way in.
Got to go all in.
You're grabbing
some mastacholi.
Thank you. Yes, as many Italians.
No
sweet
Venice
and
Club
hot
anymore.
peppers that you
I
can get
miss
on
the
there.
Venice Club because I love me some Venice Club with the eggplant. Oh, so
Drew, that was the only place that I would eat the eggplant.
Yeah,
my wife gets it all the time, and I was like, if it's not from the Venice Club at
Yeah,
Summerfest
it was
grounds,
so
I'm not
good.
going to.
We're not doing it.
So 4-pack of tickets right now. And because Cooper Pratt made his debut and was number 12, the Jabari Parker number.
I love that. Yes.
He is 12. Pretty good number locally, I would say.
Decent. Hasn't been great for the Brewers as of
Rogers,
late, but much
yeah.
better.
But caller number 12 is going to win a 4-pack of tickets to Festa Italiana. 877-794-1973. We're going to give Armen something to do during the top of the hour.
All
break.
right. I like that.
He needs
Let's
to
go.
find us a
He
winner
needs to work a little
for the
bit
Festa Italiana tickets.
It is Festa, yes.
Yes.
I was an old station in a former life that I worked at. The big voice guy called it Fiesta Italiana, and that is obviously
Whoops.
wrong. You know, so they made fun of that.
Speaking of Italians, John Tortorella not coming back to coach Billy's
No.
favorite hockey
Yeah,
team.
get the heck out of here, Torts.
See ya.
all you did was get us to the Cup final. That was kind of surprising.
Not the only thing he did. He cost $100,000 and a second-round pick because he decided he didn't want to talk.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a heavy-handed penalty, though, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a little bit.
A little bit, but
No,
listen,
you're right, he did.
Control the controllable. Now, you would have won the cup. Congratulations. You would have had a job. They'll find somebody else, though. We'll find
they will
find
fill-
someone.
They will fill the position.
We'll find
Yeah.
someone.
Shout out to us for not paying attention that Scuba did return and pitched in the big leagues on Saturday.
don't
But
know
it was
what happened
Saturday.
there. I don't
Meanwhile, back here among the Tire and Strip Club ads.
It's just
So
we're not following the Tigers.
we
this
got to
year.
pay more attention to injuries with the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin Injury Report, orthowisconsin.com, the website, world-class care right here in our backyard. Check them out online at orthowisconsin.com.
And Drew, what you just did there is what we do on this show, and what most of definitely our 5 o'clock clubbers are. They're thumb pointers, right? We're not pointing fingers.
Nope.
Pointing thumbs. Those are at us.
At
We'll figure
us.
that one out for you
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
And we will not miss the next Tigers injury update
What
for
are we
you.
doing?
We will make sure that we have it.
Not
For
a
you.
What are we doing,
question.
Billy? Holding them accountable.
Holding ourselves accountable.
There you go.
Holding them accountable.
Almost somebody hold those guys accountable.
Somebody. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Hour 3, we will move ahead. We've got some other stuff to get to, including our Who's Hot, Who's Not, and Superhero of the Day.
Got a couple more hot takes rolling through.
Let's go. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers are on a heater, but it's been paced by Garrett Mitchell.
As Mitchell sends one deep right center. Goodbye. The Brewers back in front with one swing of the bat. A frozen rope out of here. And it's 2-1 Milwaukee.
Brian Anderson on Brewers TV with the call. That's how it ended, 2-1. The Brewers beat the Guardians in game one of their three-game series. Mitchell now hitting .357 with a 1.053 OPS in the month of June. Cooper Pratt went 0 for 3 in his major league debut. Game two of the three-gamer is tonight. Brandon Sproat will pitch against Gavin Williams. Game time is set for 6:40. Today at the World Cup, Portugal takes on the Congo. England plays Croatia. Ghana takes on Panama. Uzbekistan will take on Colombia. Of course, we're your home for the World Cup. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boys got to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit down now and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Says, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Wednesday in the Good Land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Wilson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian, bringing it to you from headquarters, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on that iHeart app, streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Armen, who's going to Festa Italiana on us?
It is Eric in Plymouth. Congratulations, Eric in Plymouth. You are on your way. And I'm just checking to see if he's in the 5 o'clock club and if he has a number, because I want to remind myself to, give people their props on there. I don't think I see him anywhere in the club. So, Eric, not only did you win Festa tickets, but if you get up early enough and you let me know, you could be in that club. Oh, there he is, 43. I was wrong. He's number 43. So congrats, Eric from Plymouth. Not only are you 43 in the 5 o'clock club, but you're also going to Festa.
Come on now, let's ride.
And three of your closest friends.
Membership has its privileges.
We said that there are some unique perks about being in the 5 o'clock club.
There should be.
There's
and there will be
perks.
more and more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll do some contesting.
And the good thing is I don't think you woke up late like our friend Dobler, who said conveniently, "Oh, good morning, everybody. This was the last hour. LOL, overslept." Of course, when Garrett Mitchell gets the winning homer, he oversleeps.
Oh, go figure.
You've been waiting for that one. You've been waiting for that one, Armen.
Of course, Dobler is big on the World Cup, big Germany fan. He says, for me being a longtime Bayern Munich fan, Germany winning the cup and Harry Kane being the tournament top scorer would be the icing on my cake. All right, well, good luck to you, Dobler. I'm sure a lot of people are cheering for Germany as well around these parts. So there you go. Not as much as USA, maybe.
Well, all right.
Yeah,
but I'll pull a little bit for Germany.
Yeah.
As they might be one of the only teams that's got a Schmid on it. However, I did see last night there was a Schmid putting one in the back of the net during the World Cup for Austria.
Yeah,
so listen, we'll take one.
Austria hadn't won a World Cup in like 30 some years.
Romano Schmid, midfielder, number 20, 5'6", $150.
Long lost cousin.
I was 5'6" and $150, I think, in 6th grade.
I know. Yeah, big difference though. You walk in the room with a name like Romano. Like, come on. Like,
I'd have been a lot cooler.
Yeah, big time guy.
I'd have been a lot cooler. That's fair. Yeah.
Guys, well, I'm gonna date Romano. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they're saying. No, this guy looked pretty good there, Billy. So you have Romano Schmid and you have Akira Schmid who's still playing hockey somewhere.
Yes, well, he's still in the Knights roster. He gets sent down to the Silver Knights a little bit, but yeah, we still got one hanging out there. There's a Matty Schmid who plays on the PGA Tour. He might, who knows, win the U.S. Open. That happens tomorrow. Do you guys remember the U.S. Open was tomorrow?
No.
Talk about the back here with the tire and strip club ads.
They've killed like the whole golf thing. The calendar is messed up. There's the live hangover, and
I still
Rory making a Corn Ferry line,
It's true. It's just so weird not having like the full build up, and it just feels different when you go from Augusta. And then this would be the next one here at the U.S. Open. Then obviously the Open Championship, which then
the PGA,
which is our event, right? The Open Championship might be even better for huddlers because you're already in time for the Open Championship when that one would crank up in July.
Yep.
Instead, with like you said, the moving and shaking of the schedule, it just feels weird. It's disjointed, and lo and behold, Father's Day weekend almost always the U.S. Open, and it just popped up on me yesterday when I saw Brooks Koepka saying, "Yes, I will play. I will play in the U.S. Open." Okay, that answered all of the questions
there you have
that I desperately had,
but of course, hot takes, get them to us. We got any good ones that you've seen, Billy?
We've got a couple of very, very fun ones here because Jay and Bayview, number 24 in the 5 o'clock club, said hot take: sushi, AC/DC, and Lucas Van Ness, 3 of the most overrated things on this planet. Drew, I don't know.
Each one of these.
Sushi and AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Is Lucas Van Ness overrated?
That's the tough one.
I think he's quite properly rated at.
Everybody's waiting for him to even do anything to be overrated.
Yeah, I don't know that we can even throw him in there yet.
There isn't one person in this big old fan base that overrates him.
Are you thinking like underachieving or performing?
I guess if you look at him as like where his
Lucas
draft
Van Ness,
position was, but
but that's not overrated.
I agree. Yeah,
no one who's watching him would say he's overrated. He's not rated really.
Correct.
He's barely rated.
He's barely rated. Drew is the right way of putting it. Now, the only way that you could say that he's overrated is in the mind and the words of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons said though by the end of the year he's going to be one of these fan favorites. People are gonna be loving that.
How about Micah hosting Baron Sorrell and the young pups to
that's
go
a
there
good
and
thing.
Yeah, that's cool. Love that stuff.
Because that's Fonzie. You got to do that type of stuff.
AC/DC, I mean, I can't say that they're pop up on my playlist because been there, done that. But I still love like the genius of the riffs and the
Back in Black still hits.
It still hits. Like
That
those
hits.
are just all time bangers. So and then sushi overrated.
Sushi's a tough one for me, Drew, because I don't eat fish.
That's right, but
it is a delicacy that
you ever had like
pretty dang good.
If you're gonna buy it at the gas station with the gummy rice, it's one thing. But if you're gonna go to a proper sushi place and get really good sushi,
I can see why someone like that might not had the proclivity to it, and then they hear everyone talk about how amazing sushi is, and sushi is such a thing that people like to indulge in, and then they sit there and say, well, all it is, they get like a California roll, and they say, well, all
drown
it
it
is
in soy sauce
is rice and seaweed and like fake crab meat, and I could see someone
it's one of the only things that my youngster will always eat. That California roll, he will eat. My man's got very expensive taste.
Let's go, Carson.
Like you get that pick and save or that festival deal. Festival, I think, is Wednesday as well. He will start crushing on that California roll.
I get some.
I would say if there's gonna be an overrated one, it would be the homemade sushi.
Well, yeah.
Like if you're gonna be like, oh, I am actually super fancy and I roll out the seaweed, set it, and then roll it back up. That is fake hustle. What are we doing? Just go out and buy it and go somewhere where they'll make it expertly. It'll be better than whatever you're firing up at home. Homemade one, that one would definitely, you'd miss me with that.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I like it. But I will say this, to your point with Carson, there are more kids eating sushi now than ever were in the 90s.
Totally
I didn't have my first taste of sushi until I was probably out of maybe college or out of college. Like I just never had it. It was never a thing.
We never ate Chinese food in my house when I was growing up.
We did. We would go to
Didn't
Lychee
have that
Garden
until I went
late.
to college.
Oh, that was a game changer.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
What?
This beef and broccoli? Wait, fried rice?
Kung
This is
Pao
fun.
chicken?
Oh, okay,
Well,
now we're talking.
We
I don't know who this General Zhao is, but I'm down with his chicken.
Right, you go to the chicken, right? I mean, the Panda Express wasn't. Although we rolled up to Lychee Garden on Layton plenty of times when I was a kid.
Sure.
That was always fun. But yeah, it was. But now, I mean, kids are going to grow up eating sushi, so but we got to protect the tuna out there. Make sure we're out there not overfishing the tuna. Let's protect the tuna.
Jay, baby.
All
Okay, not overrated. They just suck. Well, now let's also
That's not overrated.
That's not overrated. Let's also hold off a little bit. Give my man Lucas Van Ness one more shot, because if there is a stick with him, and we hung with Joey Ortiz a little while.
That's right.
Gave him a couple of months to see if he could figure it out one last time. This is a great put up or shut up time for Lucas Van Ness. They gave him that 5th-year option as a true lottery ticket, and hopefully that one's got a chance to pass off with.
But this is the year he's got to take that step, right? We need him to do it, and
definitely.
It's time for him to do it. And I hope, with everybody on that D line, he'll get the opportunity early in the year. That's for sure.
Ben hit us with Venice Club, so good. But hot take, don't sleep on Greek Fest. All right, Ben, I'm not sleeping on the
Greeks, man. They know their way around a chicken. That's for sure.
Saganaki, chicken, the beautiful kebab.
Or judge it by just about any Greek diner. They know their way about just about any plate.
Oh, yeah.
Especially a breakfast one.
You can get breakfast. You can get spaghetti and liver. You can get anything you want.
Anything you dream of, you're grabbing.
You're going to have leftovers to take home.
Amen.
It's huge portions.
And Euro is one of those things that it's always like, I haven't had a Euro in a while. Because you don't have it like every other day, like maybe you eat a burger. But when you have a Euro, it hits right. Oh yeah, with some tiki sauce and stuff like that. I love that stuff. So very.
Of course you do, because you're a Mediterranean.
Oh,
you
olive
like that.
skin makes good kin.
That's
All
what
right,
we say.
YouTube Deadman96 TV on the YouTube comments. Hell's Bells is straight gas. All right, there you go.
Yeah,
and saying that Gin Sushi in Greenfield, great. All right, we have a sushi recommendation in Greenfield. All right, stand up Greenfield. I like to see that.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Wow, Buddy Pal and Kenosha lofting some high slander over towards Fat. On Sushi Wednesday, they use half the meat in those rolls. My goodness.
Well, that's just
this is like saying that if you go and order a Qdoba or a Chipotle bowl online, you're going to get robbed because you're not looking the person in the eye when they go and scoop that rice.
Well, buddy, it's all about margins in food. All right.
That's
so maybe
fair.
you shouldn't be just, like Armen and only go on the discount days. Maybe you should try
Like
get it.
That's fair. You could test it out every once in a while and see if it works. We had a friend from the 630, the Dirty 630. Good morning, boys. This is Liz. I'll be back at work 5 a.m. Wanted to say hello.
Hi,
Liz. Missed the early time of the 5 o'clock club, but she's in there.
She's in there. Nicely done. Hey, time for a little who's hot and who's not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. Go-to experts, whether it's an install, a tune-up, or just a consult, perhaps, if you need repair.
Yes,
check
sir.
these people out. DonovanJorgensen.com, employee owned for 40 years. Who's hot and who's not? And I think who's not might be your Cleveland Guardians. Scuffling a little bit, Billy. They're scuffling to score runs. They've lost their big bat. I think they've lost 7 out of 10.
I was just going to say 7 of 10. They're 3 and 7 in that L column, L10 column. Also, who's in the not category? Once again, the New York Mets, as they've lost back-to-back games to the Cincinnati Reds last night. 5-3 decision, not nearly as bad as their 12-0 knockout a couple of days ago. But I would also throw in the hot category. We do like to clown him a couple of different times. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong has found the power stroke. He's got 14 bombs now, 3 of the last 4 games. He's led off with a home run. And there's something to different guys getting into that leadoff spot and unlocking something. You saw it a number of times with Christian Yelich during the years, Drew, when that bat would scuffle a little bit, fire him right up into the one hole and see if you can catapult a little something. Twins put up 12 last night. They were in the hot category. And maybe one of the great names of all time, Zebby Matthews.
I love that.
Pitching for the Minnesota Twins. 7 strong innings against your Texas Rangers. And Kumar Rocker got rocked last night and gave up 7 in 3 1/3 as the Twinkies just put it all over the Rangers there at Globe Life Field. And
Kumar Rocker's the name?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Is that like John Rocker's kid or something like that? It's a lot of irony there.
There's a one striking difference.
Big difference in that. I don't think it's him.
There's one difference. I don't think it's John Rocker's son. But if you go and look, you might be able to figure it out. And also a good one and a welcome back. Hot category. Cal Raleigh came back off the IL.
Just gonna talk about him.
He is hitting a $165 this year.
He's the one that's
having an awful season, but came back off the injured list. Hit 2 bombs in his rehab appearance last night, 1 for 3 with a walk and 2 driven in a 3-1 Mariners.
Funny you mentioned him because I was just thinking about. I think he's one guy that I don't think we've talked about enough is really having a bad year. And I'm not to dump on him or jump on him. Big dumper.
Yeah,
ironic.
don't dump on the big dumper.
But it's like I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. And then you look up and you realize 60 homers last year, almost won MVP, but obviously didn't because of Judge. But he's had a really, really bad year to like head scratching margins. He's like 560 OPS when last year he was up around 1,000. I don't know what you make of that, but he's a guy that's really, really struggled after having the breakout year. So it's just hard to figure why things like this happen. The first thought is, was he healthy? And obviously he came back from something, but man, he's been struggling this year.
In the also final one here, Drew, from the late night game that happened. You'd call him in the hot category, but he got the real poor devil award yesterday. Was former Brewer Drew Rasmussen. Good starter for the Tampa Bay Rays. He was the centerpiece of that deal that brought Willie Adames to the Brewers a number of years ago. Well, he had his 20-inning scoreless streak snapped yesterday after he had gone 7 shutout innings and back-to-back starts. 7 innings of 1-run ball. Lost 1-0 because he gave up a solo shot to Shohei Ohtani in the 6th inning. All the Dodgers could muster. All they needed is they beat Tampa last night 1-0.
Wow.
That's a
day hot.
That's a tough day. You sit back there. You've just been firing, throwing as well as anybody on the American League side, and you have to face Ohtani one time. Hits a fastball over the wall, 420 feet, and they burn right by you. Also, final one, Kyle Schwarber, hot category, kind of perpetually. 25 bombs on the year, first in all of Major League Baseball, as he hits another one yesterday that I think maybe got 15 feet off the ground. Like Garrett Mitchell's was a rope last night. Kyle Schwarber does that to a different level. But if you're looking to add some heat to your lineup, Donovan Jorgensen, heatingandcooling.com. Might need more of the cooling coming up here soon as air conditionings will get a run. Don't worry, this week maybe not so much. This is good windows open weather over the next week.
Oh, yeah.
But Donovan Jorgensen, heating and cooling is going to be your place to be all summer long, because at some point, you hope it doesn't. Fingers crossed. But most likely it will. You'll need some help. You'll need some servicing. Donovan Jorgensen's going to be there for you.
Love it.
Yeah, this weather's been changing a lot. It's going to change this week. A little cooler today, a little cooler this week in a rain, but it's going to get hot again. So
let's fire up Summerfest. Yeah. From the NicoletLaw.com talking text line, 877-794-1973. Phil, a grown man who calls himself Petey is not truly a grown man. Referring to the Guardians pinch hitter last night.
Well, I mean,
what
also
about Petey Pablo?
Grown man calls himself Billy. Probably not much of a grown man.
I think that's more legit.
Petey Halpin was the guy he's referring to.
I love that. Petey
Halpin.
Well, you know what? Maybe his teammates like that. They just keep calling him Petey instead of Pete. Guys,
well, I still think one of my favorite ones was when like a grandma gives you a nickname and then it just sticks with you. Like old Juice Williams, quarterback for the Fighting Illini.
Never gonna change. And like a baby, like when it's a baby, and like you like when they're a toddler, they can only say something
like Bam.
Way. Great
Bam
one.
Adebayo.
Yeah.
From the 414, Kumar Rocker is Tracy Rocker's son, dad being the former Auburn and NFL standout.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So, like, the Rocker thing, John Rocker is the only Rocker you think of, or the Cleveland Rockers, right?
Or the Cleveland Rockers. Green Bay Rockers.
Well, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, what were they doing? I don't know about them.
Green Bay Rockers.
Football?
That's a baseball team.
Baseball team.
Oh, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were the Green Bay Booyah.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yep. They were the Green Bay Booyah
Green
for a
Bay
while.
Booyah. There's the Green Bay Gamblers hockey team,
which is a phenomenal time.
I knew about that.
I have a jersey from them.
They're fun.
You will, if you go to a Green Bay Rockers game, you want to be on they got like a little patio, little elevated patio for their spot. That's where it really lets loose. Kind of like when you go over to a Dockhounds game, you're hanging out in their little club level. They got some good spots over there.
Love it.
2020, yeah, for sure. 262. Billy Costco has sushi. Oh, everyone's got sushi, bro.
Oh, everyone's got it.
They're rolling at Myers
Festival, Costco.
I struggle though going to Costco and just not thinking about the pizza.
Absolutely.
I mean,
how do you not? How do you not do it?
Get that big slice and wrap it around one of those chicken bakes, and then you got a double.
You son of a gun. You son of a gun. Holy cow.
People talk about the hot dog. They talk about the pizza.
The pizza's next level. You grab that whole one too. It's like the largest pizza you're ever going to get. $10.
That's huge.
And then I don't have to feel bad because I know I'm having it for lunch the next day too.
That is a deal.
Two
Oh,
meals.
so good.
2 meals.
It's what I planned on always doing with the Little Caesars in college.
You never made it around to it?
I got $5, so I might as well get 2 meals out of this, Drew. And instead, that ass eats the whole thing one day in one sitting, and then it's gone.
Housed. Yeah.
Because you let that Little Caesar sit for an hour and you swear to God you're actually eating the cardboard.
Yeah, pizza. It's just one. It's one pizza.
It's one pizza.
It's one big pizza. Love it. All right, when we come back, we've got a current electric superhero of the day. We'll be thinking about that. Who's the superhero? Might it be Messi? Might it be
hard one at the
Robert
top right
Gasser?
there?
Might it be Garrett Mitchell? It's a crowded field of competitors, but somebody's going to win. You're winning just by hanging out with us. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen huddled up on a Wednesday. 877-794-1973 gets you to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line on a hot take hump day. Time for our Current Electric superhero of the day. A lot of candidates today, Billy, but Current Electric, they're superheroes. You see the superheroes on the side of the vans. See it on the website at callcurrent.com. Check them out, especially if you're like you have a TV on the side of the house, right? In the backyard.
Yes.
You need that wiring.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's the right place to be able to hang out. And frankly, Drew, I talk about making your backyard the outdoor oasis that you always dreamed of. That's one that does make you the envy of the neighborhood. Wait, so we can actually go watch the Brewer game over at that house? Sweet, let's go do it. Callcurrent.com is where you can do that as well as the outdoor lighting packages. It's going to go to Lionel Messi here tonight. Lionel Messi. However we want to say it. Messi.
Correct.
He's a one-name guy. And unlike Ronaldo, who was a one-name guy, and then there was another one that stole that name, and then they had to add the two-name Ronaldo and confuse folks like it did with me last night. Messi is going to be unmatched. 16th World Cup goal last night. He has a hat trick in Argentina's first game. Ties for the most all-time World Cup goals.
And also
did it with like the sickest lefty kick
nasty
to the left corner of the goal. My man just put so much velocity on every kick. He's an absolute wonder. Wasn't the talk after last year that was gonna be his last World Cup? I thought he was.
Well, once Argentina won it, they thought, well, maybe he can cap his career that way. But I got to be honest with you, if you're that good and you're going to keep playing, you're going to keep playing, right? I mean, they said that about Ronaldo too, but he's playing again.
Well, and Messi is dominating the MLS from what
just killing people.
I can't say that I've been watching because the Apple TV package is not as easy as it should be. It should be right there. You spend the money on it. It should be right there, front and center. But maybe I should be watching more MLS, especially when Messi's playing. I should be watching all the time when Messi's playing. If he's going to be doing that like he was last night, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there to witness. But 16 World Cup goals and a hattie last night at 38 years old. Boy's aging like a fine Argentinian wine.
He is an absolute wonder on the pitch, as they say.
On the pitch, as they say.
He is absolutely
rocking
incredible.
the kit.
Rocking the kit. 16 World Cup goals. Tying the record of anyone want to guess? I don't know if anyone.
Some guy from Germany. I didn't.
Miroslav. I think you pronounce that in German. If I remember my German class, Klose. I think that's how you pronounce it.
All right. Don't hurt yourself.
Klose. There's no umlauts on that one. And then Mbappe got 2 goals.
Mbappe got 2. Yeah,
People
he's
call
good.
him the Giannis of soccer.
And he's right behind there with what, 14, I think, all
He's
time.
Up there. And my favorite thing is he said, it's just stats. It doesn't matter. It means nothing. We won. It means nothing. I love that.
We won.
I mean, I think it means something, Leo, but I appreciate your humbleness.
Said the Argentinian captain was left in tears after his first goal. He said, "Why did I cry? It was something completely unrelated to football. I went through some difficult days, but I'm grateful to the entire delegation and my teammates because they were always by my side, giving me a lot of strength to help me get through it." My man came through, and I assume, Drew, sadly, I was not one of them because I was not smart enough to race down to the Potawatomi Sportsbook and bet Argentina to win, Messi to score a goal.
3 goals.
Well, let alone 3 goals.
What would that number be?
Yeah,
that would have been a high number to be able to get. Instead, I didn't. I would have loved to. Would have been a lot more fun. And that's one of the ways that you can make it more fun. Like we had Dobler talk about Harry Kane later on today.
Yeah.
England plays. He's plus 108 to score a goal for England. He is plus 310 to score the first goal of the match. That might be even more fun. But folks that are fans of Arsenal might be saying, I got to take Saka to score the first goal at plus 650. Go and play at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
And Portugal's playing today.
And Portugal is playing today.
So you get
they are playing the Congo.
Yes, they're playing the Congo.
And they are minus 345 resounding favorites.
Yeah, which makes sense. They should be. England, Croatia should be a really good one. And Ghana's playing Panama. So the World Cup action continues. And the group stage is kind of taking a while, which is kind of nice pacing. I like that. Because I like that you can enjoy the win for a while for the U.S., then go to the next match.
And you get to enjoy it for the whole week. USA will play Australia coming up on Friday, 2:00. Good half-day reasoning for most folks. But also any day of the week, go to callcurrent.com. Callcurrent.com, more information. Superheroes at Current Electric bring us our superhero of the day every day. That is a heroic start time, though, for the USA Drew, I think, on Friday. 2:00.
2:00.
If you're working, it's Juneteenth, so it's a national holiday.
That's right.
So there might be some folks that are already off. Then there's also like
it's Friday in the
Friday, Summerfest. USA is playing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here. Sorry, boss. I pushed the
Might
Penske
be a
file
nomad day or something. You know?
Yeah,
It'd be a good day for
that feels like a great America day.
It's a good warm up for Summerfest on Friday.
Damn right it is. It's a great taster for Summerfest, and you get lubricated, walk right over to the grounds.
And you win that match against Australia, you're getting close to. I think you might actually punch your ticket for the knockout stage.
And they should beat Australia. Australia's
yeah.
going to go, going to give them a go, but they should win. The U.S. is a better side, ranked higher.
Because they have 3 points. Australia has 3 points, so you win that match. Turkey and Paraguay playing each other.
The 4-1 victory over Paraguay really helped.
Really helped.
That's
Big
big
time.
one, right? Because at the end of it, points go to goal differential.
That was big.
This is from the reading. This is the largest World Cup they've done, right? They expanded it from 36 to 48 teams. Are we getting the hatred and the upset folks like we will in the NCAA tournament when we go to 76, Drew? You're ruining it. It's so watered down. I don't want to watch Qatar. Why do I got to sit here and enjoy the Ivory Coast getting a tie or a win? I don't want this many teams in this. I don't hear many people complaining.
The big controversy has been the hydration breaks.
Can't believe Miami of Ohio's in. No. Oh, yeah. The hydration breaks.
That's been the big controversy.
That has been. Yeah, it has
because
been.
Because everyone's saying that, traditionally in soccer, you don't have hydration breaks in the middle unless
you play a 2 halves.
Unless it's super extreme. But now that they're adding 3-minute hydration breaks, everyone's saying this is just obvious ham-handed attempt to get the ads in.
It gives them ads and like extra coaching and stuff and extra, there's people are
and
the purists are upset.
Saying this is not soccer. This is wrong, and it's there just to get more ads in. And then Alexei Lalas, of course, who has to have a controversial opinion for soccer fans, came in and said this is the way soccer always changes. There used to not be substitutions once upon a time. There used to not be penalty. This is soccer. Get over it.
They used to not let you substitute?
This is probably like hundreds. I don't know when.
Way back.
Wow.
But he's like, this is always changing. Then people were calling him a bootlicker and all these things for the ads because he's working for the network. That stuff started. Alexei always takes the bar. But the thing is,
he's getting himself in
apparently, like he's just getting ratioed. Like the soccer purists, so to speak, don't want the hydration breaks. Unless it's an extreme conditional thing. This started in 2014, and it seemed to be very congruent with just this desire to get ads in and stuff like that. So,
how much are they paying for the World Cup rights?
A lot of coin, right?
A lot, I'm sure.
Yeah. They're going to add some breaks.
There was talk that Fox was mad that ESPN's undercovering the World Cup. But,
it's hard to find the scores, actually.
We had SportsCenter on, but it's like the Olympics. You're limited in what you can show.
Mm-hmm.
And they did talk about Messi, and SportsCenter gave it a run today.
Yeah, and I also that's been happening forever. How much does ESPN like talking about the Big Ten now? Not a ton. Because they don't have Big Ten television rights. They didn't for a long time with the NHL because they didn't have rights. You can say it's a bad deal, sure. But it's business, right?
We're in business here.
Now that they have the rights to the MLB TV, Drew, and the I don't know how you'd say it, some kind of licensing of the streaming package. I think I see more baseball highlights. I mean, I would say you probably see. Maybe it's also just because we're up when they actually show the highlight show instead of the Talk with Mike Greenberg shows, right? To the conversation earlier of, do people just also want to see games? Do people still like just seeing highlights and hearing Stuart Scott say booyah or this is 3-2 at recess? I'd still think so.
Other than the live studio shows and stuff, like NFL Network shows a lot of old games. Do you find yourself sucked in by those? Because I'll be interested. I remember that. That's Vikings Saints, and I remember checking in on part of that game. But I don't really have interest in sitting down in June and July and watching
I don't watch full
NFL game.
Yeah, I can't watch full of them, but I will find myself flipping back and forth in between a game, and all of a sudden I sit back and I miss a half inning because I watched a drive. But mostly the bad thing is with those, a lot of them, Drew, are bad games for the Packers.
That's the problem.
Like the worst thing is, I got to imagine the most high replayed game in the offseason this year is going to be the wild card round game.
I mean, you guys know me. I do love old games. It's like one of my weird,
it's one of your dirty fetishes.
It's a fetish. Is that what it is? Yeah, indulgences. However, to your point, Billy, it's like a cavity pain because every time you see it, it's like I want to watch this old Packer game, but it's usually a loss. Because we've had so many heartbreaking playoff losses. The T.O. one is a good example. It comes up a lot. I like watching that. I like watching the NFL film special on it. But I will say one of the things I do, my indulgence is old games. But that's not normal. I'm not normal. I'll agree with that.
You are not normal.
Yes.
That is
I'll totally
fair.
agree with that.
I also think it's better. It's more interesting. Like I'm probably more apt to watch one of the old games, Drew, if it's from like, say, 2005. 2007.
Okay, yeah.
Like back, give me some time. I don't really need to watch the Bills and Eagles from week 12 this year.
No.
Like that's a tough one for me. You re-air the Music City Miracle. Now maybe I'll sit down and watch a little bit of it. Maybe I'll see a little
guys
bit more.
that were, that are retired. You go, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
100%.
Guys that are still playing.
The one that I still think MLB, now I don't know how much of it would still exist. We've mentioned Ted Williams a couple of times in the show. That would be one, like if there's any archive of really old games, things that were called by, Scullies and the Ukers and
Red Barber.
Cossells and things like that.
Allen.
Like that to me, Al Michaels calling baseball way back in the like those games are ones that I think I'd be more in tune to. Sit down and watch a little bit more of. I'd probably watch more of that than us ask, how nervous are you that George Pickens didn't show up to mandatory OTA?
See, that's it. I'm with you. I'm not in for this type of conversation, but if I can unearth like a full broadcast of like a Brewers game that you didn't see, or it was baseball tonight in 91, they're at County Stadium. It's just because I know it's an old game, but it's new to me. So therefore it's like finding buried treasure. That's how I look at it, and it's hard to not look at it that way.
Armitsarian's buried treasure.
Like
game 5 of the 93 final.
And I look around, final. Especially if it's a game we haven't there's new footage of like an old ESPN game and there's County Stadium.
What was the game that you
see this?
Last week, Drew, after the show, I walked back over by the desks and Armen is smiling from ear to ear. I mean, just grinning like nobody's business. At that point, you think somebody sent them an email that, maybe you shouldn't open on the Wi-Fi, right? Like that maybe there's something in there.
That's how my Twitter got hacked.
Instead, it was Armen finding interviews from the 96 finals, the 97 finals.
The 97 finals. It was the fifth one for Jordan, the first Jazz Bulls one. And it was the back-to-back post-game interviews. They're at the podium. Then Jim Gray and Peter Vesey are getting their interviews. The Jim Gray, Rodman, and the Peter Vesey, Karl Malone, two of the most disrespectful lines of questions you'll ever hear. And I'm watching this. I'm like, I can't believe they asked these guys these questions.
He could not wait, dude. He was just in love with it.
Jim Gray, after Rodman won, why were you so bad? Why were you so terrible? Why did you bring all this controversy?
What?
You got to, no. What did I say?
Oh, my goodness. The joy you get out of stuff like that.
I
wish I loved something as much as Armen.
I just want to say, everyone does have something like that. All right, that they weirdly are obsessed with.
And yours is just a delight for us.
Peter Vesey looking Karl Malone. Do you feel like you let your family down? Come on.
No, man. I don't. And I only know half of them.
That's so.
Oh man. Oh my.
Laying there, I could not take it.
Man,
yeah, Armen, you are a unique individual.
You got to see these interviews.
No, he doesn't.
You are. No, I don't.
True. You be shy.
I probably watched them when they happened the first time.
Yeah, but when you look back and you're like, they really asked these questions. Even Billy was like, "Wow, I can't believe these questions."
Hard ones.
Now that's holding.
That was when they were holding people accountable.
That's holding them accountable, right?
And that was that was like there was a subgenre of, especially, I hate to generalize, but the New York reporters who it was almost like they wanted somebody to take a swing at them.
Yes, there was the goal of, can I ask you the worst question?
It was unbelievable.
Jim Gray was legendary for the ambushes. The Pete Rose one, right?
Yeah,
Are you ready to admit tonight?
I didn't see that as an ambush. It had to be asked. It had to be on that.
Well, okay, moment, maybe. I think people.
people
disagree.
Could you imagine how big Jim Gray would be with TikTok? I mean,
That's
like the ability to go up and ask one of those questions, one of the rage bait questions, he would be all in on those videos. He'd be getting a lot of people upset with them.
Yeah.
But for fairness, I also don't like Jim. I don't mind Jim Gray. I hate the podcast he would do with Brady. And that was for a lot of people. For a lot of people, Drew, that was the only thing I remember Jim Gray for. Tom, I'd love to ask you about how you beat the Colts there in week 6, but first we got to talk about Vagisil. Like add in some random different ad that you have to bust in every single time.
That might as well.
Tom, we're going to get your look this week at the Buccaneers, but first we're going to do talk about our friends at Southwest Air.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah. Work the sponsor in. And Tom would never anything controversial.
Not a thing, dude. You couldn't get anything interesting out of that.
You could at him. About that avocado ice cream.
About your Tom, I'd love to ask you about how this is going to affect your family. First, we're going to talk to you about callcurrent.com.
Guilty as charged.
Let me tell you, the superheroes of Current Electric, Tom, are phenomenal.
We need a wake and bake story, boys.
I got one.
Billy's got one holstered up for us. That's the way we end the show. Because even though we've been here since 5, there are still folks that are just waking up. They're not members of the 5 o'clock club. They're in the 7 o'clock club, which is also
good club to be in.
We like the 6 o'clock joiners. We like the 7 o'clock, the stragglers, the slackers. People who sleep in all the way till 8 a.m. the way we used to.
We understand.
In those glorious days of yore when we could sleep in. But no, we will have a wake and bake story for you when we come back. We'll have close up any loose ends. If you have a hot take, get them to us at 877-794-1973. You are in the huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I think we both agree that you did not play to your MVP standards or your usual standards. Do you feel you let yourself down, or the team, or the city?
No, I don't feel that at all. I've had a hell of a year, and I'm not going to let anybody second guess that, because when you start doing that, you might as well quit. And I'm not a quitter. I don't feel that. I felt I came out and I played hard. I didn't have the kind of series I would like to, and everybody say whatever they want to say, but not at all. I came out and I tried to play hard every night, and sometimes the shots might not be there or the free throw, but the effort was there every night. So, no, I don't feel like I let anybody down. If they do, the hell with them.
Larry Bird said to me before coming into this series that there was a huge pressure difference between the Western Conference Finals and the Finals. Did you feel that?
Nope.
Hold them accountable. Peter Vesey, greatest hits.
I couldn't help myself there. The
Armen loves
97
that.
Finals. The Rodman one's even better. I mean, I wouldn't have time to do it, but
I walk back in from the bathroom, and once again, I see that smile, Drew, and like
He is just in the rabbit hole.
oh god, a kid in a candy store doesn't even do it justice.
you can't put the candy around me like that. I'm just gonna eat it.
You're just going to eat it. You're just going to watch the old stuff. Like I said,
Good stuff,
with
good
Billy,
stuff.
I will watch like the intro, and then I can't watch any. That's
So
just it.
Armen will generally show me an old Jim Fagan intro that they would do on NBA on NBC,
So
and that's a good one, right? I'm like the one guy that's not the biggest Costas fan of all time, but those intros, that's sublime. But Uncle Brent, like, you are looking live here at a sold-out Camp Randall Stadium. Those are beautiful lead-ins. Kickoff, and I'm with you on that. Then I'll have to. I'm a highlights guy. Maybe I'm just Drew. I always thought it was just I'm a young guy because I like highlights. I'm in the house of highlights
Short attention
generation.
span. Yeah.
You give me a game in basically 13 minutes. That's gonna be hard to pass up.
And there was something, and I will give Armen this one. But when you do tune in,
I'll take it.
And you're watching a high-level NBA game of the Bird era in the Garden, there's just something about the Garden, and just like the look of it on TV was just so majestic. It was just so cool.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
And Brent would be the guy before NBC took over, which is 91. And Brent would be the guy, you're looking live. The Boston Garden is rocking.
And when they played there in the summer, and it was like hot, you could just
100 degrees
100
in that
degrees
place.
in that building.
It was
Crazy.
always like in the 90s in that building.
Yeah.
The one thing I definitely enjoy seeing the perspective of in the old games is just how close everybody was to the action.
Yep.
And like NBA games and those finals games, it felt like there were 1,000 people sitting courtside.
That's what it looked like.
I don't think I've ever seen that many
Just
people
cool.
that close. Just pull them all together and let's get ready for the action.
And the old court storming and stuff back
instantly,
in the day.
the whole
Pretty
place is out
To
there.
crazy levels. I mean, they were on the court before the game ended constantly in like the 84 finals
Oh,
and
yeah.
the really early ones. And I'm like, fans are much better behaved now. I really think that than they are back in like the 70s and 80s when the fields were overrun all the time with fans. It's kind of funny how we follow the rules more now.
I love that Armen is just so deep into that. All right, time for our Wake and Bake story brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. The code HUDDLE gets you 25% off and free shipping every time from Rob and Chris. Best CBD products you'll find anywhere. Try the Drift Seltzer, try the gummies. Got questions, email them or stop in the store in Muskego. The guys will be happy to talk to you about sports and their products, which are amazing, second to none. Happyplacehemp.com, code HUDDLE, 25% off, free shipping. Billy, what's our Wake and Bake? You've been sitting on one.
Yeah, I've been sitting on one. And guys, we don't get political on this show. It's one of our things that we always do escape with. But when somebody in the state takes a swing at the Green Bay Packers, goodness gracious, will that be ready for a Happy Place Hemp moment? And a question to Representative Fitzgerald. Do you need some sleep aid here? The quote over the weekend, or was it yesterday, a couple of days ago, on Upfront, a WISN 12 production, Representative Scott Fitzgerald, pardon me, discussed as the quote was, "It's absolutely ridiculous and almost laughable. That's all. Absolutely, the Packers are going for their hair on fire. Oh my gosh, the world is coming to an end." Reaction to the way that the Packers discussed their impending questions financially on the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1965, pooling together media rights deals so that the entire league flows the money across all 32 teams equally. The contention is that you're spending too much money on games. You should have them all here. But in reality, this would then open up teams in major leagues or in the NFL to, Jerry Jones could do what the Dodgers do and just sell off Cowboys rights for a ridiculous, absurd amount of money. I don't know, Drew. You're always finding ways to try to get your constituents behind you. You're always looking to find and rally the cry around. The one thing that you don't want to do is ever say something about the Green Bay Packers and dismiss the fact of how much people demand the Packers be in Wisconsin. And when you brush that one off, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you're going to get a look at us saying, "What are you, high?"
The 1961 Sports Broadcasting Act,
which I thought
this is an antitrust thing. It comes up all the time when you try to squeeze the NFL. We're going to take your antitrust exemption away.
Good one.
Good luck.
Yeah, and also it would blow up the best model that they have in all of sports. Every sport is dreaming to be able to have the parity and the evening out that the NFL does.
Good point.
They're like, you know what? No, that's a bad business model. It might be for you, but every game is available. Every game is better now than it ever has been, and it ain't going anywhere. So, Representative Fitzgerald, buckle the chin strap because it's going to be a tough couple of weeks after that one. That's going to be a tough one.
I'm with you there. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping. We made it through halftime.
We did it.
We're going to do it tomorrow. We'll fire up Thursday, first day of Summerfest. Brewers Guardians to talk about. We'll see you at 5 a.m.
Peace.